After dropping a close 1-0 game yesterday to the Walla Walla Sweets, the Springfield Drifters are hosting them for Game 3 of this 3-game series, and it's a winner-take-all for the series. Whoever wins today is going to claim the series victory overall. Springfield coming into this game 7-13. They are currently 7th in the South in the WCL. Walla Walla, they improved to 8-9, and they improved in the standings. They just passed Cowlitz, and they are currently now number 5 in the WCL South. So Walla Walla improving as they continue to chase Corvallis, who sits at the top at 12-2. Hello and welcome to Hamlin Sports Complex. My name is Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play man for the Springfield Drifters. Before we get into today's matchup, like we do before every single broadcast, we're going to play you today's Tommy Talk. And yes, we actually do get Coach Richards with us today. He did join us, and we're going to play today's Tommy Talk. So here it is for today, as Coach Richards joined us for the pregame.
Knight Uretsky here with head coach Tommy Richards for today's Tommy Talk. And coach, yesterday was a tough 1-0 loss, but Jay Stoffel got the start. He went 6 scoreless and got 7 strikeouts. What did you like out of his outing?
I liked a lot out of his outing. I think that the thing that I liked the most was it was better as he went. You know, I think that there were a few innings there, probably innings like 3 and 4, 4 and 5, where there were some stress pitches in the mix, and there was runners in scoring position in both those innings, and then to come in and finish really strong in the last two was really good. So I was proud of his effort. He's really competitive. I liked our battery last night. I thought that him and Nate worked well together, and it was a good outing for sure. The entire pitching staff did really well last night. Obviously, 1 run over 9 innings, and keeping us in the game for sure. That's one that our offense has to pick us up a little bit there.
Jalen Ray was back in the lineup yesterday. How big was it to have him back in that leadoff spot and at the shortstop position?
I think it's really big. I think that he's a bit of our heartbeat. He brings a competitive spirit to the field every day. He was sick and tired of not being in the lineup, and so he was very convincing in trying to get back in there, and that's a good thing because he's competitive. But having him at short was a good thing, and back at the top was huge. Obviously, in the last inning there, he gave us a chance, and so yeah, it was good to get him back in there.
As we move forward to today, Shane O'Connor's getting the start at first base. What went into the decision to put him there at first base?
Well, so Dodge has been getting a lot of run lately, and quick turnaround with Cade Chris being out too. Chris wasn't an option over there, and Sheehan actually played a lot of first base in high school, which we learned about that earlier in the summer. We had him pegged as a shortstop. We were going to try and get him some work over there at third base. He played a lot of first base in high school, and a chance to get him in the lineup I think is a good thing. Dodge has been hitting well lately, so he will be in the DH spot tonight.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Jake Dodge is on a 9-game hit streak in WCL play. What have you liked from his swing?
Man, it's really consistent. Like, I don't think that there's much. I think it's repeatable, and I think that's unique because he's a big guy with some juice, but there's some repeatability in there. And going back and watching the games after, and watching the YouTubes, seeing it from center field and what just his approach and how he covers the plate and the swings that he puts on pitches, the decisions that he makes, when to swing, when not to swing. It's been pretty impressive, man. So I think he's doing a good job, and excited to watch him grow and develop.
James Boone is getting the start today. What are you hoping to see out of him as he comes in today?
Yeah, I want him to induce contact early in the count, spread the ball around. I want us to. It'd be great if he could get us through 5 or 6. That would be huge. I think our bullpen is pretty stacked, so we should be able to cover innings there. But I just, I expect more of the same from Booney. He's always competitive. At times it's taken him an inning or two to kind of settle into the game. So hopefully he can settle in right away and share the ball, and we'll play defense behind him hopefully.
Lastly, Game 3, series win on the line. What's it going to take to get the series win?
I think it's on our hitters. Yeah, I think our pitchers have been consistent. I think his hitters, and credit to those guys last night. They did a great job. But our hitters, we need to string things together better. I think we were sporadic last night with our at-bats, and there's some baseball happens at times. I know we had a few hard hit balls with runners in scoring position and they didn't fall, and that's life. But if we can just be competitive more consistently as an offense, I think that's the X factor tonight.
Awesome. Good luck today. And that's been today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards.
Thanks, Knight.
So that was today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards, and that was previewing today's game. Of course, yesterday it was a tough one for the Drifters. They had numerous opportunities to potentially tie the game. In fact, they had a runner in scoring position in the 8th and 9th inning, but ultimately they couldn't get the hit they needed, and and they are only left with 5 hits overall, 0 runs in the game, and it's just a 1-0 loss for Springfield. And I think the feeling in the locker room after that game was a little bit encouraging for the Drifters because it was just a 1-0 loss, and everyone pretty much had their head held high. It wasn't like it was a poor loss at all for Springfield. As we move forward to today's matchup, let's go ahead and read you today's starting lineups. Let's go ahead and start with the Walla Walla Sweets. Leading off today is going to be J.J. Girardin. He'll be playing at second base. This is the first time we're seeing Girardin at the second base position, although at Point Loma, that's where he normally plays. But he is a qualified infield or wherever in the field, and today he's going to be in that normal second base position. Derek Jellos is going to be the first baseman in the 2-hole today. We've seen him in a little bit of places. You've seen him DH and at the first base position today in Game 3, getting the start at first base and going to be in the 2 spot. Josh Williams is going to be the right fielder again. He'll be batting in the 3-hole. Davis Milwaukee back in the lineup. He'll be the DH today. Malcolm Williams, who we saw in Game 1 and got pulled, he'll be the shortstop today, batting in the 5 spot. Leo Rivera, he's going to be the third baseman, and it's Rivera's birthday, so happy birthday to him, the birthday boy getting the start. Joey Craig going to be the left fielder. He'll be batting in the 7th spot. He's followed by Kevin Spear, the catcher. It's the first time we're going to see Kevin Spear with the Walla Walla Sweets. And then Julian Alvarez is going to be the center fielder. He's going to be in the 9th spot, and that's the order 1 through 9 for the Walla Walla Sweets. On the mound for the Springfield Drifters, who they'll be facing off against, is going to be number 14, James Boone, who's coming off of back-to-back 5-inning, 1-run performances. He was the player of the game last Sunday in Bend, and he's hoping to build off that performance and have a good performance today against the Walla Walla Sweets. As we move over to the other side of the order, let's go walk you through the Springfield Drifters lineup. Leading off is going to be Jalen Ray, the shortstop. He was back in the lineup yesterday for the first time in a week. He went 1 for 4, and he's back in it today. At the shortstop position, he came as an outfielder, but we're seeing him more as a shortstop here with the Drifters and in the leadoff spot. Dane Frazier going to be batting second. He'll be playing at third base. We've seen Frazier a lot in the outfield. He's naturally a third baseman, and so they're putting him there today with the injury to Soper. Soper's still a little banged up, tweaked his knee a little bit, but he should be back in the next week or so. Jordan Justice is going to be the left fielder today after back-to-back DHing games. He'll be back in the field, and he's coming off of a 1 for 2 performance yesterday. Jake Dodge, who we talked about a little bit in the pregame on the Tommy Talk, he'll be the DH today, getting a little bit of a rest from first base. Taylor Holder going to be the right fielder again today. Ryan Fowler going to be behind the plate. We interviewed Ryan for the pregame yesterday, and he had the start on the game number 1. He was the catcher for that complete game for Dylan O'Connor, and so Fowler back behind the plate. And he's swinging the bat pretty well. He's had a few base knocks as a Drifter already. He had a unique path going from the Bend Elks to the CCLST to the Springfield Drifters. And he's going to be back in the lineup today, batting in that 6th spot. Trevor Anson back in the lineup, and he'll be the second baseman today. Sheehan O'Connor, we talked about in the Tommy Talk, he'll get the start at first base. He was a first baseman a little bit in high school, and so he's getting a little bit of reps today at that first base position now in college. And then at the bottom of the order, the 9-hole hitter is going to be Cannon Reeder, the center fielder. Reeder's been struggling to hit the ball as of late. In fact, he's 0 for his last 14 at bats. But they're still going to have him in the order. He has a really good defense, and he has a pretty decent bat. When he can make contact, he can definitely drive the ball. He has 5 doubles overall in the year. And Reeder, although he's been struggling as of late, he's still a promising young player. He's going to be a freshman next year at Oregon State, one of the top players in the state of Oregon. And so despite the struggles, they're trying to put him in that 9-hole and try to have him turn over the lineup and get back in rhythm. We saw Cole Kleckner go through a little bit of a slump, but they put him in that 9-hole position, and then he really turned it around. He's been hitting the ball really, really good, and so I think this is a move to try to get Reeder on the same pace that they got Cole Kleckner. On the mound for the Walla Sweets, it's going to be Stu Fleslin, the third. He's going to be a redshirt junior next year at the University of Washington. He's originally from Colbert, Washington, and the pitcher from Washington is going to get the start today for Walla Walla. So far this season, he's been really, really good with the Walla Walla Sweets, and it's going to be really exciting to see him play today. So that'll do it for us on this pregame show. Stick around. We're going to step aside, but the national anthem's coming up, and we'll jump right in this game. The Springfield Drifters are hosting the Walla Walla Sweets for game number 3 of this 3-game series. You are listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Jack Phillips for today's ceremonial first pitch. All right, Jeff, let's see a strike. Well done. Everyone, please give Jeff the Big Drifters a round of applause. Fans introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Walla Walla Sweets. Batting first at second base, number 5, representing Point Loma Nazarene University, J.J. Sheridan. Batting second at first base, number 35, representing Seattle University, Derek Jellos. Batting third, playing right field, number 32, representing UC Santa Barbara, Josh Williams. Batting fourth as designated hitter, number 51, representing Chapman University, Davis Milwaukee. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 16, representing Santa Clara University, Malcolm Williams. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 17, representing Whitman College, Leo Rivera. Batting seventh, playing left field, number 20, representing Glendale College, Joey Craig. Batting eighth, playing catcher, number 21, representing Gonzaga University, Kevin Spear. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 1, representing California Baptist University, Julian Alvarez. Starting pitcher for the Sweets this evening, number 12, representing University of Washington, Stu Kleslin. The Sweets are managed this evening, or this afternoon, by Brandon Van Horn. Today's game is officiated by home plate umpire Andrew Mervin, as assisted by field umpire Bill Yeager. And now, the starting lineup for your Springfield Drifters. Batting leading off, playing shortstop, number 2, representing Central Arizona College, Jalen Ray. Batting second, playing third base, number 27, representing Yakima Valley College, Dane Frazier. Batting third, playing left field, number 44, representing Everett Community College, Jordan Justice. Batting fourth as designated hitter, number 26, representing UC Santa Barbara, Jake Dodge. Batting fifth at right field, number 30, representing the University of Oregon, Taylor Holder. Batting sixth, playing catcher, number 10, representing Tacoma Community College, Ryan Fowler. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 16, representing Seattle University, Trevor Antonson. Batting eighth, playing first base, number 23, representing Everett Community College, Sheehan O'Connor. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 7 representing Oregon State University, Cannon Reeder. Starting pitcher for the Drifters this evening, number 14, representing the University of Redlands, James Boone. The Drifters are managed today by head coach Tommy Richards. Ladies and gentlemen and fans of all ages, please rise if you are able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Delivering the game ball to the pitcher today is Bowden Tiller. Everybody please give Bowden a big Drifters round of applause. Good job, Bowden. All right, fans, that concludes today's pregame activities. Let's play ball.
So the national anthem is over, and we're about to get set for game number 3 between the Springfield Drifters and the Walla Walla Sweets. Springfield going to be wearing the white uniforms today, trying to beat the heat. It is a very, very hot day here in Springfield. In fact, yesterday was pretty hot. It was above 90 degrees, but today it's supposed to be even hotter. Currently it is 86 degrees, but the high today is going to be 94, and as the day goes on, it's only going to get hotter. The peak is going to be around 4 o'clock, and so they're going into the hottest part of the day as they start this game at 1. The wind today isn't blowing as much as it has the past 2 days. There still is a slight breeze to left field, but I'm sure all these players would be wishing there was a little bit more of a breeze today. In fact, both teams actually hit inside today. There was no outdoor PP because they were trying to beat the heat, so they had the indoor practice facility working. So both teams hit there today, and hopefully both teams can stay cool. Walla Walla, they're going to be wearing the red uniforms today with the gray pants. We saw them wear the red jerseys on game number 1. They wore the gray uniforms yesterday, and the red uniforms didn't work out for them as they lost game number 1 7-2. But the gray uniforms yesterday worked out to their favor as they won 1-0. Springfield, they wore the blue ones game number 1, but rightfully so today with the heat, they're going to be wearing the white uniforms. So James Boone, the lefty on the mound for the Drifters, will get set to throw. He's a incoming sophomore at the University of Redlands, a D3 school. He's set to face off Gerardin, Derek Agelos, and Josh Williams, the top of the order for Walla Walla. First pitch of the game is a ball from Boone, and it comes at 1:08 p.m. So again, these games for Springfield starting about 3 minutes after the original start time. But it's a 1:08 start. Second pitch from Boone, misses, bounces inside, and it's 2-0 to J.J. Gerardin, the second baseman. Gerardin yesterday got the start at shortstop. He went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Hoping to have a better day today against the left-hander in Boone. Defensively for Springfield, left field to right field, Jordan Justice, Cannon Reeder, and Taylor Holder. As Boone throws the 2-0. And it misses inside, 3-0, so 3 straight balls for Boone. In the infield, it's going to be Dane Frazier at third base, Jalen Ray at shortstop, Trevor Antonson at second base, and Sheehan O'Connor at first base. Here's the 3-0, and that misses. So 4 straight balls for Boone to start, and the leadoff man's aboard on a walk.
Derek Yellows.
So bring up Derek Jellos, the first baseman. The left-handed hitter stands in, man at first, nobody out here in the top of the first. 0-0 the score. James Boone now pitching out of the stretch. First pitch to Jellos, called the strike, 0-1. And behind the plate today is going to be Ryan Fowler. We saw him get the start. Game number 1 behind the plate for the Drifters. He's back in there today. He did have a pinch hit yesterday, but he went 0 for 1. The 0-1 to Jellos, he swings and fouls it away, and it's now 0-2 to the first baseman. Jellos yesterday, he went 1 for 4 with a single in the 4th. Now batting here in the top of the first. The 0-2, pitch misses away, and it's 1-2. James Boone this season, a 1-1 record, a 2.81 ERA. He's given up a run in each of his performances, but back-to-back 5-inning, 1 earned run performances for James Boone. Here's the 1-2 as the runner goes. Jellos fouls it away, and heading back to first is Girardin. 1-2 again. Each game, it seems like Boone is getting better. He had a 6-inning performance against Bellingham, which he gave up 3 runs. Ended up losing that game 3-1, but everybody thought that Boone had a good outing. He'll throw back to first now. Sliding in safely is Girardin. Still awaiting the 1-2 is Derek Jellos. Here is the 1-2. Grounded, right side, Anson comes in, flips it over to Ray at shortstop. He'll throw it to first. And they don't get Jello, so they get the play at second. It's a fielder's choice. But Jello's the first baseman beats the throw. And it's still a man on first, but 1 out here in the top of the first. So we'll bring up Josh Williams, the right fielder from UC Santa Barbara. Going up against Boone. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Josh Williams yesterday had 1 hit and 4 at-bats, did strike out. That was an improvement after an 0 for 2 performance in game number 1. Here's the 0-1, sent out towards right field, ranging over as Holder in the gap, making the catch on the run. He'll throw it into Antonson. Heading back to first is Jellos, and the second out is recorded here on the top of the first. So bring up Davis Milwaukee, the DH. Saw him get the start at first base in game number 1. Ultimately, he was pulled for the game as the top 6 guys in the order for Walla Walla were taken out. First pitch to him, in there for a strike, 0-1. So James Boone, he's not a guy that throws the hardest. He's a guy that is very, very selective with his pitches. As the 0-1 fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2. Doesn't get many strikeouts. He only has 7 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched. Doesn't walk many batters, too. That walk to start the inning was only his 5th so far of the season. The 0-1 just outside, and it's 1-1. But like I was saying, it seems like every performance he's getting a little bit better. 5 innings and 5 hits in his second outing, and then the 5 innings and 3 hits in his last outing. The 1-1 as the runner goes, fouled off by Milwaukee. Heading back to first is going to be Jellos. So 1-2 the count to Davis Milwaukee, the DH. A cleanup hitter from Chapman. Boone, the lefty, set at the waist. Looks to first. Here's the 1-2. Reached for, sent out towards left. Fielding it is Jordan Justice. And that'll do it for the top of the first inning. 0 hits, 1 runner left stranded. 0 runs come in. We head to the bottom of the first, 0-0 the score. You are listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Fans, if you haven't already, please take time to support our local businesses and visit the selection of food carts and concessions located on both the first and third base concourses, as well as by the north entrance. For those partaking in alcoholic beverages, we kindly remind you to please drink responsibly. Now batting, number 2, Jalen Ray.
Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score after James Boone saw 4 batters and retired 3 of them. Stu Flesland going to be the left-handed pitcher on the mound. Both teams throwing a lefty today. As Jalen Ray, Dane Frazier, Jordan Justice due up at the top of the order for the Drifters. First pitch from Flesland, misses away, and it's 1-0 to Jalen Ray. Jalen Ray yesterday, 1 for 4, and he's on a 6-game hit streak. He's had a hit in every single game he's played with the Drifters. He'll ground this one up the middle. Williams, the shortstop, ranges over, fields it to the left, and throws it to first. And they're going to say that the first baseman, Jealous, was off the bag, and Ray is going to be safe. That's going to be an error on Walla Walla. And it puts a runner on, and it's a quick one in Jalen Ray at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. The umpires are going to converge now after head coach Brandon Van Horn wanted a discussion. He thought that Jealous was definitely on the bag, and they're still going to say safe. So Ray is safe. Jealous doesn't get the call, and he was definitely there in time. The throw was there in time, rather, as Williams collected himself and threw it over. Just Jealous was off the bag, they say, and Ray is safe at first. It's a tough error for Walla Walla. And now Dane Frazier stands in. Frazier was not in the lineup yesterday, but he had been swinging a hot bat after that Bend series. He's had a few doubles. First pitch to him, a curveball in there for a strike. 0-1. Frazier overall a .265 batting average. A few doubles and then 5 RBIs overall. The lefty Flesland comes set. Here's the 0-1. Frazier lines this towards center field. Going back is Alvarez. He makes the catch on a unique play. It looked like he didn't even get it in the glove. It looked like he caught it, like literally in his stomach. He couldn't get the ball in the glove, but he still was able to collect himself and make the play. And Frazier's out on a line out. Jordan Justice now comes to the plate. 1 out, runner at first in Jalen Ray. Jordan Justice yesterday 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. First pitch to him, fouls it back, 0-1. Defensively for Walla Walla, in left field's going to be Joey Craig. In center field, you just heard it, Julian Alvarez. In right field's going to be Josh Williams. And then in the infield from left to right, Leo Rivera, Malcolm Williams, J.J. Girardin, and Derek Jellos. The 0-1 to Jordan Justice. Fouls it off at the plate, and it's 0-2. Jordan Justice, he's batting .256 with a few doubles and 5 home runs overall. He had 3 home runs in 3 days. His home run streak was snapped yesterday, but he's definitely been able to get some pop, and with the weather being this hot today, the ball's gonna fly. Curveball in there for a strike, and Jordan Justice goes down looking. He thought that was a ball, was standing in the box, and now we'll have to head back to the dugout. Second out is recorded as Flesland gets his first strikeout, and that's something that he does a lot. In fact, entering today, he had thrown a total of 4 innings, and he had 9 strikeouts. That's an average of over 2 strikeouts per inning. This brings up Jake Dodge, the DH. Flesland throws it back to first. Ray in there safely, and Dodge awaiting his first pitch. Jake Dodge has been on a tear in WCL play. He has a 9-game hit streak after going 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. First pitch to Dodge, in there for a strike, 0-1. Overall in the year, he's batting a ridiculous .350. He's played in every game, it feels like, since the beginning of the season, although he has had a few games off due to rest. But he's been a consistent starter for Springfield, and that .350 batting average has been really good. Pitch misses inside, and it's 1-1, and .350 is really good for the Springfield Drifters. You see, currently Springfield is 13th in the WCL in batting average. They're at 16 for a long time, and they've slowly but surely started to improve. 1-1, Dodge squares it back, and it's 1-2 now to the DH. Dodge has started every game so far at first base. I believe this is the first time he's getting the start at DH. They're giving him the day off and giving Sheehan O'Connor the start at first. Cade Chris, who had missed some time last week, couldn't go today. Dodge, though, cuts right through it, and that's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Flesland, and a runner left stranded at first in Jalen Ray. We now head to the top of the second inning, 0-0 the score. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Drifters gear before it's gone. Visit the Drifters merchandise store located by the north entrance and be a part of the Drifters crew for the 2022 season. With a great selection of styles and sizes, you're sure to find the perfect gear for the entire family. Number 16, Malcolm Williams.
Top of the second inning, James Boone, the lefty, back on the mound for the Springfield Drifters. First pitch to Malcolm Williams. He showed bunt, pulled it back, but it was called a strike anyways, and it's 0-1. So Boone, he came in the first inning, walked the first batter, J.J. Girardin, on 4 pitches, and then he settled in, got a ground out, and a couple of flyouts. This one grounded towards the right side. O'Connor dives for it, but he can't get it, and it finds its way through to right field, and Malcolm Williams, the shortstop, is aboard with an opposite field single.
Now batting number 17.
And puts a man on here in the second for Walla Walla. So bring up Leo Rivera, the third baseman for Walla Walla, and he's the birthday kid. Goes to Whitman University. Hadn't seen him get any starts in the first 2 games, but he gets the start today on his birthday. First pitch to him, he swings that, pops it in the air in the infield. Jalen Ray, the shortstop in shallow left field, makes the catch. And Rivera sees one pitch and is retired.
Now batting, number 20, Joey Craig.
So bring up Joey Craig, the left fielder. Runner at first, 1 out, top of the second, 0-0 the score. James Boone, that's exactly what he does as a pitcher. He doesn't throw the hardest. He throws about low 80s to mid 80s, maybe tops out around 85 or so. Not the hardest thrower, but he gets a lot of weak contact. First pitch, misses to Craig, and it's 1-0. Joey Craig came in a little bit in the game on game number 1. Saw 2 at-bats, but couldn't get a hit. Boone throws back to first, and there safely is Williams, and it's 1-0. Wind starting to pick up towards left field. No shade at all today. The 1-0. Outside and away, it's 2-0. James Boone working with Ryan Fowler today behind the plate. Fowler, he was a new addition to the Springfield Drifters in the past week, and Boone really hasn't gotten any chance to throw with Fowler before today. As this one's cut through, foul tipped into the glove of Flower, and it's now 2-2. We saw this with Dylan O'Connor in game number 1. Fowler hadn't worked with him, and so they had to adjust in the game. Skied in the air by Craig, a mile high. Jalen Ray at shortstop, fielding it in shallow left, and that's back-to-back flyouts to the shortstop. Now 2 are gone here in the top of the second.
Now batting, number 21, Kevin Spear.
This brings up Kevin Spear, the catcher. This is the first look we get at Kevin Spear. He's a Gonzaga commit from Bishop Blanchette High School in Seattle. First pitch to him, misses, and it's 1-0. So Boone is a guy that really just gets a lot of weak contact. He's very selective with his pitches, and we talked about in the Tommy Talk before the game. He wants him to be a little bit aggressive and get some weak contact. As this pitch is called to strike, Fowler throws it to second, and it goes past Anson. There to back it up is Jalen Ray. 2-0 the count now to Kevin Spear as Malcolm Williams snags second base and puts a runner in scoring position for Walla Walla. So Springfield, they're a team that's very eager to try to steal some bags and put runners in scoring position. They get a taste of their own medicine with Walla Walla. The 2-0 in there for a strike, and it's now 2-1 to Kevin Spear. Boone shakes his head, now comes Sed. Anson covering at second. Here's the 2-1. Curveball. Drops in there for a strike, and it's now 2-2. Boone thinks that's strike 3, and now we'll have to head back out to the mound. Him and Fowler both thought that was strike 3, but it was definitely strike 2. So everybody but Boone and Fowler thought that was strike 2. Everyone else thought it was strike 3. And now it looks like the Drifters are going into the dugout. I thought that was strike 2, but we'll see. Maybe they called a strike on the stolen base attempt instead. Now Van Horn and the umpire are discussing. But as of right now, we're going to step aside and take a break as Boone gets a strikeout. Then the top of the second, Stu Fleslin coming back on the mound for Walla Walla. We're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Looks like our lucky winners are sitting in section 6, row EC3. Congratulations on those sweet treats. We kindly invite all of you to visit the B Sweets food cart located on the third base concourse. number 30, Taylor Holder.
So we got a little bit of clarification. They're saying that that play where the runner stole, there wasn't a called strike by the umpire, but he called it a strike. Or I guess rather there was no motion that we saw. The Walla Walla broadcaster, everybody in the booth didn't see it, but the umpire, of course, did call it. And now we are here in the bottom of the second as the first pitch to Taylor Holder's in there for a strike, 0-1. Taylor Holder, Ryan Fowler, Trevor Anderson due up here in the second. 0-0 the score. Springfield, the home team, batting against the lefty in Flesland, but back-to-back strikeouts to end the first. The 0-1 misses outside, and it's now 1-1 to Taylor Holder. Holder has struggled to hit the ball with Springfield, only batting .207. He has 6 hits and 29 at-bats after going 0 for 3 yesterday. Off speed from Flesland in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Holder, though, the bright spot is, though he has those 6 hits, 3 of them are doubles, so half of his hits have been for extra bases. The 1-2 to Holder, grounded up the middle. Flesland tried to backhand it. Coming in as the second baseman, Gerardin, who bobbled it. And that first is going to be Taylor Holder. Be interesting how they score that. I could see it going either way, and they're going to say it's an error on Gerardin. So still no hits for Springfield as Holder's aboard for on an error. And this is very similar to what we saw last inning. Jalen Ray reached on an error in the first. And now runner at first, nobody out. Bottom of the second, Ryan Fowler looks at the first pitch and misses away. 93-mile-per-hour fastball, 1-0. So Flesland, he goes to the University of Washington. He originally went to Boise State, played there for that 1 year they had the program before the program ultimately folded. As Fowler cuts through that one, and it's 1-1. It's a tough break for a lot of those players at Boise State. Obviously, they had hoped to go there, restart the program that was vacant, and they only got 1 year. 1-1 misses, and it's now 2-1. Now 1 year at Boise State in 2020 before the coronavirus pandemic shut down the season. He appeared in 4 games and made 2 starts and was 1-1. Pitch misses outside to Fowler, and it's 3-1. So he got to have 2 starts in a Boise State uniform. Ultimately, the program folded and he transferred to the University of Washington. Is now a Husky. 3-1 inside, and Fowler's aboard on a walk. Holder was taken off anyways. He got there at second in a hurry. And now 2 men are aboard. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Springfield has yet to register a hit, but they have 2 men aboard here in the bottom of the second. Antonsen at the plate, and Anson's another guy that's been struggling to hit the ball. He's only 3 for 17 on the year. He squares the bunt, gets it down, going down the third base side and rolling foul. That's 0-1. This is something that Springfield has shown their ability to do. In situations like this where there's a runner at first and a runner at second, it seems like every single time they're going to try to square one up and advance the runners into scoring position. Be interesting to see if Anderson squares it up again after he did square it up the first pitch. But Springfield, this is a team that really has utilized the small ball. They're batting 16th in the WCL, and they were at 16th, and I think a big part of their improvement has been utilizing the small ball. Anson shows bunt again, pulls back, and it's 1-1 after that pitch misses from Flesland. So Holder standing at second, Fowler over at first, Anson looking to bunt. The corner of the infield comes in, and Rivera and Jellos. Here's the 1-1, Anderson squares again, off speed, in there for a strike. And that's tough for Trevor Anderson. He rolls back the head, and now have to stand in and swing the bat with 2 strikes. The infielder still a little bit in, at least Rivera at third. Jellos backs up a little bit. Now we'll see Anderson put down the bunt with the 2 strikes, but you never know. He does not, and he'll swing, send this towards center field. Alvarez racing into the alley, makes the catch, tagging at second is Holder. He'll take off to third and get there easily. Heading back to first is Fowler, and now runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
O'Connor.
So bring up Sheehan O'Connor, the first baseman today. We've seen O'Connor at shortstop, we've seen him at third base, but we've not seen him at first base. This is something that he hasn't done in college, but he did do in high school. They decided to give Dodge the day off. Chris working back after missing some time this past week. So O'Connor's getting the nod at first base. He stands in with Holder at third. Just 1 out. Springfield could send a ball in the outfield and score. First pitch from Flesland in there for a strike, 0-1. Stu Flesland has been really, really good for Walla Walla. In fact, he's been basically perfect. He had 2 perfect innings against Port Angeles on June 17th and June 19th. Against Corvallis, they won 2-1, and he had 2 innings of just 1-hit baseball. O'Connor squared a bunt, bunts it foul, and it's now 0-2 to him. But he's only given up 1 hit overall on the season. He has yet to give up a hit today. Springfield has runners on the corners, and they got there because of an error and a walk. Here's the 0-2. O'Connor slaps it back, and we'll see another 0-2 pitch. Sheehan O'Connor currently rooming with James Boone, who's throwing today for the Springfield Drifters. Those two have known each other for a long time, ever since middle school. They've made the trip together down here to Springfield. The 0-2 to O'Connor. Swing and a miss. Flesland picks up strikeout number 3, and that's a big second out with a runner at third, and now we'll bring up Cannon Reeder, the 9-hole hitter. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Springfield looking for their first hit, hoping to get a run. They were left scoreless yesterday, and that was against a Walla Walla team that currently ranks last in the WCL in pitching. First pitch to Cannon Reeder, high, 1-0. So we mentioned Flesland, he's been basically perfect for Walla Walla, but the Sweets are 16th and pitching, and a lot of that had to do with a lot of the pitchers showing up late. They've been a lot better as of lately. As now the 2-0 comes in, a runner tries to steal second, and he's out. Fowler booked it for second, but with 2 outs, they throw it there, and he's easily gunned out. The throw was well in front of him, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second inning. Holder's left stranded at third. We head to the third inning. 0-0 the score. You are listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Fans, make sure to grab your tickets now for Tuesday, June 28th game against the Corvallis Knight. At any ticket window or online at driftersbaseball.com. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35 p.m.
Top of the third inning, and it's 0-0, similar to yesterday, where both teams were scoreless through the first two. And now James Boone, the lefty, back on the mound as the first pitch grounded by Julian Alvarez to the right side. Anson picks it up, throws it to first. One pitch, one out for James Boone here in the third. Just one hit so far for each team, and that one hit went to Malcolm Williams, the shortstop for Walla Walla. He led off the second inning with a single. He stole second base, but he was left stranded there after back-to-back infield flies and a strikeout looking for Boone. It was a weird strikeout looking to end the second, as most people thought it was called strike two, but the umpire was the only one that called it strike three. First pitch now to J.J. Girardin as the top of the order comes up. Fell back, and it's 0-1 to Girardin. His first time up, he saw 4 pitches, and they were all balls. It was a rare walk for James Boone. Not really a big walk guy. That was just his 5th walk of the year, as the 0-1 misses 1-1. There's 5 walks so far through 18 innings for Boone. He's not a big strikeout guy either. 1-1, Girardin gives it a ride towards left field. Looking up is Justice, and he's looking it up, and it's into the pen. That's J.J. Girardin sending one to left field for a solo shot to give Walla Walla the lead 1-0. Jordan Justice in left field just looked at it and watch it went, as this is going to be a 1-0 lead for Walla Walla. And that's a heck of a way to get the second hit of the game. This brings up Derek Jellos, the first baseman. Walla Walla now leading as the pitch comes in, misses away, 1-0. So that's baseball for you. One pitch can change the trajectory of a game. And it's 1-0 as Boone throws in. This time Jellos squares the bunt, bunts it foul, third base side, and it's 1-1. The ball is definitely going to fly today, especially with the wind blowing to left, and that one definitely carried into the pen. And Jellos stands in, 1-1 count. Nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the third. The 1-1 pitch fouled off, and it's 1-2. That home run for J.J. Girardin was his first overall on the season. So congratulations to him, giving his team the lead. Boone trying to get back in it. 1-2 the count to Jellos. Here's the pitch. Lined up the middle. Anson diving play at second. He snags it in the air, and he catches it on the line. Trevor Anson's been struggling to swing the bat, but his defense has been so good for Springfield, and another athletic play for the second baseman. It's a hard hit ball from Jellos, and it'll bring up Josh Williams with 2 outs now as the first pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Josh Williams, his first time up, he flew out to right field. Now standing in, 0-1. Wind up and pitch from Boone, off speed, fouled off, 0-2. So again, James Boone, not really a big strikeout guy. He's only gotten 1 strikeout so far, and that was that looking K to Kevin Spear. As the 0-2 now, off speed, lifted towards center field. Reeder ranging back at the track, making the catch as the ball carried him all the way back to the wall. But 1 run comes in on the solo shot from J.J. Girardin. Walla Walla leading as we head to the bottom of the third. Springfield coming up to the plate. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
All right, fans, it's time to give away a sausage hoagie courtesy of Les Mess Barbecue and Catering. We have our staff in the stands, and they're looking for the loudest fans, so let's hear you. Get loud! kindly invite all of you to visit the Blessed Best Barbecue Food Cart located on the third base concourse. Now batting, number 7, Cannon Reader.
Bottom of the third inning, Walla Walla leading 1-0 after the solo shot from J.J. Girardin. This will bring up Cannon Reader, Jalen Ray, Dane Frazier, 9-1-2 in the order to face off against Stu Flesland, the left-hander. First pitch to Reader, misses, 1-0. So Cannon Reader came up last inning, was at the plate when the inning ended. Ryan Fowler, who had reached on a walk, he was standing there with runners on the corners, and he took off towards second with 2 outs and was gunned out to end the inning. The 1-0 in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Cannon Reader. Cannon Reader has been really struggling to hit the baseball. He's 0 for his last 14 at-bats, and his batting average has dropped to 161. He looks at a pitch miss away, and it's now 2-1. It's a real poor average for Reader after he started the season hitting the ball extremely well. He was the leadoff man for Springfield, had 5 doubles, but hasn't gotten a hit in 3 games. 3-1 now the count after Flesland misses away, and Reader is ahead. I think it's a little bit of growing pains for the incoming freshman at Oregon State. The 3-1, fouled back, 3-2. I know for himself, he's going up against higher competition that he's ever played against. The game against Medford, he faced off against Victor Quinn, his future teammate at Oregon State, and Quinn was throwing 95, 96 miles per hour. He'd only seen that once in his life beforehand. Flesland, he's been throwing around 93, 94 as this one's fouled back by Reader. 3-2. So this is D1 talent, and this is a pitcher that he might be facing for the future. Flesland at Washington, Reader going to Oregon State, and so this could be a Pac-12 matchup we see for the years to come. The payoff pitch, got him looking. That one looked well outside, but Reader is rung up, and Flesland gets strikeout number 4. It'll bring up the top of the order. Jalen Ray now coming up to the plate. So far 0 for 1 after reaching on an error in the first. But Flesland picks up strikeout number 4 as he's a big strikeout guy. First pitch in there for a strike to Jalen Ray, and it's 0-1. Flesland had 2 strikeouts in the first, 1 strikeout last inning, and already starts here with a strikeout. This one bounces, and it's 1-1. Flesland this past year at Washington, he threw 50 innings and had 48 strikeouts. Almost a strikeout an inning this past year in the Pac-12. Ray grounds it up the middle. Coming in is Girardin. He'll throw it over to first, make the play, and Ray is out. The umpire, Billy Yeager, out there today. He was very, very sure that Jello stayed on the bag this time. Very similar play that we saw with Ray in the first, but this time he gets the toe on the bag, and now 2 are gone here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Walla Walla leading after the solo shot from J.J. Girardin. So here's Dane Frazier, who lined out to center field in his first at bat. First pitch to him, in there for a strike. 92-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate. So Frazier back in the lineup, and playing at third base, which is his natural position. He had been playing in the outfield for Springfield as he grounds it to the left side. Coming over is Rivera. He'll throw it to first, and Frazier's retired. 3 up, 3 down in the third for Springfield. We head to the fourth. Walla Walla leading 1-0. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Fans, do you want to play ball like a drifter? Well, you can train like a drifter. Come work out with our players at Elements Health Club here in Springfield. Elements is our workout partner, and they can be yours too. Visit them at any of their Lane County locations, including the one just 5 minutes down the road. Now batting number 51, Davis, Milwaukee.
Top of the fourth inning, and Walla Walla coming back up to hit. Davis, Milwaukee, the DH and the cleanup hitter, leading off for Walla Walla as the first pitch from James Boone is sent right back up the middle on a line, and Milwaukee's aboard with a base hit.
Now batting number 16, Malcolm Williams.
So bring up Malcolm Williams, and Williams today is 1 for 1 at a single, and it was the first hit of the game. And now there are 3 hits for Walla Walla. Springfield still searching for their first hit. First pitch to Williams here in the fourth, runs inside, 1-0. Malcolm Williams, a shortstop from Santa Clara, originally from Oregon. As the pitch drops in, misses, and it's 2-0. He's originally from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Decided to make the trip down the I-5 and head to Santa Clara. This past year, as a freshman at Santa Clara, he started 14 games. The 2-0 from Boone misses, and it's now 3-0. So James Boone got in a 3-0 count to J.J. Girardin to start the game in the first. He ended up walking him on 4 pitches. He hasn't been behind much today. And now he'll step off the mound. Want to think about this pitch with a runner at first and nobody out here in the fourth. Walla Walla leading 1-0 after the solo shot from J.J. Girardin. Williams now scoring to bunt, pulls back, and it's a walk. He'll sprint over to first, heading to second is Milwaukee, and now 2 men are aboard here in the top of the fourth for Walla Walla.
17, Leo Rivera.
So bring up Leo Rivera, the third baseman. Rivera today 0 for 1 with a fly out to the shortstop, Jalen Ray. First pitch to him, drops in and misses just a little high, 1-0. Rivera, it's his birthday today, and he's getting the start. Just graduated this past year at Whitman. Teammates with a few guys for the Springfield Drifters, mainly Ethan Sitzman and Julian Hernandez, as he fouls this one off, and it's 1-1. Oh, Hernandez and Sitzman have both talked about Rivera a little bit. I know Hernandez is a little bit upset that he's playing with Walla Walla. Though Walla Walla is exactly where Whitman is, Hernandez wishes he was playing elsewhere. Boone steps off the mound, now gets back on the bump. Milwaukee standing at second, Williams over at first. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Walla Walla searching for more runs. Boone comes set at the weight, kicks and fires, and the pitch misses outside. 2-1. So I mentioned it, Boone, not really a pitcher that overpowers you. He has 4 pitches, a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He really is just trying to get weak contact. And he gets a swing and a miss from Rivera, and it's now 2-1. Rivera takes a big loop around the umpire and the catcher Fowler before he gets back into the box. Boone nods his head, comes set, looks back towards second, now fires. Misses inside and the count is full. James Boone is a fun guy to be around. Brought him on the broadcast 2 days ago, and Jordan Justice hit a home run, and man, was he fired up after that one. 3-2. Line to left field on the ground. It's through. Milwaukee's being waved. The throw going to be cut off by the shortstop, Ray, and Walla Walla extends the lead on the RBI hit from Leo Rivera. It is now 2-0 for the Walla Walla Sweets.
Now batting number 20, Joey Craig.
This brings up Joey Craig, the left fielder. Williams advances over to second. Same situation, 2 men on and nobody out here in the top of the fourth. And now Keith Hessler, the pitching coach, going to talk things over with James Boone. Hessler's been doing a great job as the pitching coach with the Springfield Drifters. He's been managing the whole bullpen. It's actually great that Springfield has a pitching coach. Some teams in the WCL actually don't have a pitching coach, and it's great that Drifters do, and Hessler, a guy that has a lot of knowledge. He is a former big leaguer, played collegiately at Coastal Carolina, now the pitching coach at Everett Community College. So he's well connected in the Pacific Northwest in the JUCO realm. There's a lot of guys in the WCL that are Everett Community College pitchers, and so Hessler's a real big reason for the amount of pitchers in the WCL. But they break, and Boone's back on the bump. Joey Craig at the plate. Williams at second, Rivera at first. First pitch to Craig, snaps it back, 0-1. Joey Craig so far 0 for 1 with the fly out in the infield. He was one of the hitters to get weak contact against Boone. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike. 0-2. Joey Craig, originally from Omaha, Nebraska, went to Omaha Central High School, which if you ever go to Omaha, definitely drive past that high school. It is a very beautiful high school in the Omaha city. And he'll go down swinging on 3 pitches. So that's a great way to bounce back after allowing an RBI hit to Rivera. Boone comes back with a 3-pitch strikeout, his second strikeout overall, and the first out is recorded here in the fourth. This brings up Kevin Spear, who was the first strikeout victim. He was the one that went down on the weird call where a lot of people thought it was 2 strikes, but it ended up being the 3rd strike called as the first pitch misses. 1-0. Home plate umpire today, Andrew Mervin. He was the field umpire yesterday. The umpires switch off each game in the WCL. Pitch high, and it's now 2-0. It's kind of cool the umpires do switch. That way you don't get the same behind the plate umpire each game. You don't get the same field umpire each game. It's a little similar to the Drifters switching their first base and third base coach each game. The 2-0 inside to Kevin Spear, and it's now 3-0. Starting to see a little bit of movement in the Springfield bullpen. Looks like a right-hander warming up. Here's the 3-0. Spear gets the green light, sends it to center field, dropping fast, but Reeder sprints in, and he makes the catch as his hat falls off, and the second out is recorded here in the top of the fourth.
Now batting number 1, Julian Alvarez.
2-0 Walla Walla leading after a RBI hit from Leo Rivera. That brought in Davis Milwaukee, who started this inning with a single. Back-to-back outs for Boone as Julian Alvarez steps up to the plate, and the first pitch to him misses away, 1-0. Alvarez started last inning with a ground out, now up for the second time today. The center fielder stands in, swings, and foul tips the ball into the glove of Fowler, and it's 1-1 now to Alvarez. Alvarez goes to Riverside City College, Originally went to Cal Baptist before transferring and going the JUCO route. 1-1 to him. Bounces away. Off speed wasn't working for Boone there, and it's 2-1. He played 8 games at Cal Baptist in the shortened COVID year before transferring to Riverside City College. There he played 47 games this past year and hit .301. The 2-1 in there for a strike, 2-1. During his senior year of high school, he led the CIF Southern section in stolen bases, so he's definitely a quick guy. Here's the 2-2, grounded foul. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. He's originally from San Bernardino, and so he's from the Inland Empire, obviously playing at Riverside City College now. Now he's making the trip up here to Walla Walla. Wind starting to pick up, blow towards left field. Boone, the lefty, set at the waist. 2 men on, 2 outs, 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Alvarez lines this up the middle, and it gets down in center field. They're waving the runner in Williams. He'll come in to score. The throw's cut off by O'Connor. It's an RBI single for Julian Alvarez, and Walla Walla extends the lead 3-0.
Now batting, number 5, J.J. Girardin.
So bring up J.J. Girardin, who had the solo shot last inning that put Walla Walla ahead 1-0. They've scored 2 so far in this inning on 2 hits, and they still have 2 men aboard. I mean, that was the 3rd hit of the inning. First pitch from Boone, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. So now Leo Rivera moves over to second, Alvarez at first. And J.J. Girardin, who's reached both times he's come to the plate today, up for the 3rd time here in the 4th. 3-0 Walla Walla leading, their 5th hit so far today. Boone fires in a strike, and it's 0-2. James Boone had back-to-back 5-inning, just 1-run performances, but he's already given up 3 so far today, and he's not even through the 4th. Here's the 0-2, high, 1-2. J.J. Girardin at the plate. The infielder from Point Loma Nazarene, originally from the state of Washington. He's from Black Diamond, Washington, before he headed off to Point Loma. Pitch gets past Fowler, the catcher. Both runners are going to advance, and now 2 runners in scoring position for Walla Walla. Fowler going to go talk things over with Boone and try to calm him down. Big pitch coming up for Boone. And J.J. Girardin at the plate, who already had that solo shot. The chance for 2 RBIs with a base hit. Yesterday, Springfield lost 1-0 against Walla Walla. The first run came in the 7th inning for the Sweets. It was just 1 run they needed. So far today, Springfield's been hitless in the first 3 innings, and Walla Walla keeps on getting hits. Girardin grounds this to the left side, coming in and fielding it as Frazier. He'll flip it to first. They call him out. And 2 runners are left stranded for Walla Walla. Boone gives up 2 runs on 3 hits to the Sweets. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Walla Walla leading. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Please check out our party decks along the first and third baseline. These decks are available to reserve for you and your crew. If you're interested in booking a private group area, please stop by any Drifters ticket office. 44, Jordan Justice.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Springfield currently trailing 3-0. And on the mound still is going to be Stu Flesland. This is his longest outing so far this year with Walla Walla. In his first 2 outings, he threw only 1 inning. In his last one, he threw 2. Now pitching in his 4th inning here. First pitch to Jordan Justice, misses away, 1-0. And although he hasn't thrown much here in the WCL, he was a starter at Washington, so he definitely has the ability to go longer. Justice skies this foul, and it's 1-1. Flesland started 5 games this past year at Washington, and so he definitely has the ability to be a starter. He did have 31 appearances, though, so he's definitely one guy to come out of the pen. Justice grounds it to the first base side. Jealous grabs it, and he'll bring it to first and tap on the bag. It's a 3 unassisted to Jordan Justice. And he'll bring up Jake Dodge, the DH, with his team trailing by 3. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. So lefty on lefty matchup. Dodge today 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. A big hack for Dodge, and it's 0-1. Dodge always aggressive on the first pitch, and it was a big hack for him. Flesland, though, has gotten the better of him. Flesland so far 4 strikeouts. And another big hack for Dodge. Flesland again getting to get past Dodge. He's ahead 0-2. The lefty dangles the arm, now comes set. He looks locked in. Here's the 0-2. Dodge hits it softly, and it's drifting into the stands, and it falls in the stands. So we'll see another 0-2 pitch. See a young girl now running to go retrieve the ball. It's exciting for that young fan. The 0-2 to Dodge. Swing and a miss on a ball well outside. Flesland got Dodge to chase. Strikeout number 5 for the lefty. And I'll bring up Taylor Holder with 2 outs and nobody on. Springfield still searching for their first hit of the game. Springfield only had 5 hits yesterday. They were scattered throughout. But today, Stu Flesland has been filthy. Pitch misses outside, and it's 1-0 to Taylor Holder. Holder so far 0 for 1, although he did reach on an error. It was a soft ground ball to J.J. Gerardin. Here's the 1-0, and Holder will get the first hit of the game for Springfield. He'll line it to left, and that's a great sight for Taylor Holder, who gets his 7th hit of the season with Springfield and his 31st at bat. Holder had been dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. He had missed about a week. Yesterday was his first game back, and he went 0 for 3, but gets a hit today, and game number 2 that he's back in the lineup. Ryan Fowler now at the plate. He walked it his first time up. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it to the right side. Gerardin fields it, flips it over to first, and that'll do it for the 4th. Just the 1 hit for Taylor Holder. We'll head to the 5th inning. 3-0 Walla Walla leading. You are watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
All right, fans, it's time for the Papa's Pizza Mini Pizza giveaway. If you're seated in Section 4, Row C, you'll be receiving a coupon for a free Papa's Pizza Mini Pizza.
Top of the fifth inning, and Walla Walla is currently leading the Springfield Drifters 3-0. New pitcher on the mound. It's going to be the right-hander Julian Hernandez. First pitch to Derek Jellos, in there for a strike, 0-1. So Hernandez will come in for James Boone after he went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Jellos hits this softly towards left field, dropping and foul, just foul. About a foot left of the line, and it's now 0-2 to Jellos. Jellos today, he's 0 for 1 with a lined out. Actually 0 for 2 after he reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. So Hernandez comes in to replace Boone, and it's the social media pitchers today. We got Boone, who runs the Instagram for the Drifters starting the game, and now we get Hernandez, who runs the Twitter. It's media madness. The 0-2, off speed, 1-2. I think the next sign is to put me into the game. You got to go from the Instagram to the Twitter to the YouTube. This one grounded to the right side. Anson picks it up, throws it over to first, and Jellos is retired. 1 out now here in the top of the fifth. 3-0 Walla Walla leading. I'd definitely be down to go out there and throw. Trying to get them to throw me on my birthday, August 4th. We'll see if I can eventually get out there and throw an inning for Springfield. I know Hernandez, who actually is on the mound, he's been campaigning for me to throw as well. So we'll see if that actually happens. First pitch to Josh Williams, fouled away. And it's 0-1 to the right fielder. Williams today 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. As the 0-1 lifted towards left field. Coming in is Jordan Justice. He'll squeeze the glove, and Williams is retired. Second out is recorded here in the fifth.
Number 51, Davis, Milwaukee.
So bring up Davis, Milwaukee, the DH. So far today, 1 for 2. His 1 hit came last inning in the fourth as he let off and hit the ball up the middle on the first pitch to him. Here's the first pitch. Called the strike, 0-1. So Julian Hernandez active today and getting the go. Waste no time. The 0-1 snapped back. 0-2. Last couple of days he was hot, but he didn't get any action. He was happy about that as his arm wasn't completely ready. He seems ready now as the 0-2 outside, 1-2. He's been really just hopping on the mound and getting it going. Let's see how many seconds between pitches. Literally wastes no time. Throws this one lined right back up the middle, and that's a very identical hit that we saw from Milwaukee last inning. And now he's aboard with 2 hits in the game, and now a single here in the fifth. So bring up Malcolm Williams, the shortstop. So Milwaukee over at first, 2 outs. Hernandez working in relief in his first inning. Right-hander from Whitman. First pitch to Williams, in there for a strike. 0-1. Hernandez this season, he's appeared in 5 games. This is his 6th. He's 1-0, got the win in his last outing against Yakima Valley. Through 3 innings and only allowed 1 hit. The 0-1. Sliced towards right field. Holder coming in. He can't make the catch. His hat falls off. He contains the ball and then throws it into Jalen Ray, the shortstop. Standing at second is Milwaukee. Back-to-back hits allowed by Hernandez. And it brings up Leo Rivera. Oh boy, am I excited for this matchup. Julian Hernandez was teammates with Leo Rivera at Whitman. And we'll see how this one goes. I know Hernandez really, really wants to strike out Rivera. First pitch swinging from Rivera, and he gets him to sky it high in the air towards center field. Reeder comes in a few steps, squeezes the glove, and the 3rd out is recorded. So Hernandez wins the battle between the 2 Whitman guys, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning as 2 runners are left stranded after 2 hits for Walla Walla. 3-0 the Sweets lead. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Drifters gear before it's going, gone. Visit the Drifters merchandise store located by the north entrance. Be a part of the Drifters crew for the 2022 season. With a great selection of styles and sizes, you're sure to find the perfect gear for the entire family. Number 60, Trevor Antonson.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Springfield currently trailing the Walla Walla Sweets 3-0. Walla Walla scored 1 run in the 3rd and 2 runs in the 4th. Stu Flesland still on the mound for Walla Walla. The first pitch to Trevor Antonson misses, and it's 1-0. So Walla Walla got the 1 run on the solo shot in the 3rd, and they got 3 hits in the 4th that allowed for the 2 runs. Pitch outside. It's 2-0 now to Trevor Antonson. Springfield today just 1 hit overall as the batting struggles continue for Springfield. As Flesland fires a ball away. 3-0 to Trevor Antonson. Flesland has been excellent today. Just the 1 hit allowed last inning to Taylor Holder. Pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 to Antonson. He's only walked 1 batter. He's had 2 batters reach on errors, but that's more on his defense, which is currently 11th in the WCL. Antonson, though, is aboard on a walk, so that's the 2nd walk issued for Flesland, and that will put a man on to start here in the bottom of the 5th for Springfield. This will bring up Sheehan O'Connor, the first baseman, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That was a big moment as they had runners on the corners and O'Connor couldn't get anybody in with only 1 out. He'll swing at the first pitch, send it towards right field, slicing and making the catch at the line is the right fielder Williams. He ran right into the wall, but he made the catch right on the line. Heck of a defensive play for Williams, and O'Connor's out on a flyout. There was a lot of ground to make up for Williams, the right fielder. There's a right-handed hitter in Sheehan O'Connor, and so the outfield was playing a little bit towards the left side. O'Connor sliced it the other way, and it was literally right on the right field line. In fair territory, too, so Williams made a big play. 1 out now, runner at first. Reeder showed bunt, pulled back. They throw back to first after the pitch missed outside, and there safely is Antonson. 1-0. So Cannon Reeder up now. He's 0 for his last 15 at-bats. Struck out looking last time up in the 3rd. The 1-0. Reeder fouls it away. He was late on that one. A 92-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. So this is what I was talking about. Cannon Reeder, he was a high school senior this past year, and so he hasn't faced the competition like Stu Flesland, who's a D1 pitcher at the University of Washington. This is the caliber types of pitchers that he'll be facing at Oregon State. As this one gets past the catcher Spear, heading to second is Antonson, and now a runner in scoring position for the Drifters. Two 2-1 to Cannon Reeder. Went to high school in Bend, originally from Mississippi. That was where he was born. Moved to Florida and then found his way to Bend. The 2-1 gets past Spear again, and heading to third now is Antonson. Back-to-back wild pitches, and now it gets past Flesland, the pitcher, But Anson's going to stay at third as Jellis comes in and backs up the bad throw from Spear. 3-1 the count to Cannon Reeder. Now the first run of the game for Springfield, just 90 feet away from scoring. 3-0 Walla Walla leading, bottom of the fifth. Here's the 3-1. Outside, and Reeder's aboard with the walk. So it'll flip the lineup over. It'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Jalen Ray. Now Brandon Van Horn gonna go talk things over. Excuse me, that's the pitching coach, Brandon Vile. Couple of Brandons at Walla Walla. Vile's the pitching coach this year. He's currently an assistant coach at Lewis and Clark State College. He was the director of player development at Georgia Gwinnett College, where he won the 2021 NAIA World Series. So he moved from one really good college in Georgia Gwinnett, he's a really good NAIA school, to Lewis and Clark State, which is also a very excellent NAIA program. So Jalen Ray steps up, runners on the corners, a little bit of speed at first, and Cannon Reeder, we'll see if he takes off. Does not, as the first pitch is swung on and missed for Ray, 0-1. Jalen Ray batting .538 overall in the year. He's had a hit in every single game he's played in for the Springfield Drifters. That's a 6-game hit streak for the shortstop. The 0-1 fouled off. It's 0-2. Jalen Ray, competitive guy, originally from Australia. Ended up going to Central Arizona for junior college. Just won the JUCO World Series there. He was a late addition to the team after his team won the JUCO World Series. Now he's back here playing with Springfield and was the WCL Player of the Week last week. The 0-1 high, that's 1-1. It was a tough break too, because he was named Player of the Week after going 13 for 22. Had that 5 for 6 performance against Bend where the Drifters lost in extra innings. And after that, he was dealing with a little bit of a nagging wrist injury. But he's back in the lineup. The 1-1, swing and a miss, or 1-2, excuse me. And that'll do it for Jalen Ray. And I'll bring up Dane Frazier after the sixth strikeout of the game for Stu Flesland. Just one hit issued for Flesland, and he's had runners on in almost every inning. The only inning he didn't was in the third, as the first pitch to Frazier's in there for a strike, 0-1. He had a batter reach on an error in the first and second. In the fourth, he had a single issued to Taylor Holder, and in this inning, he's issued 2 walks. That's how the 2 runners are been on for Springfield. The 0-1 to Frazier, cut through. This is 0-2. So Dane Frazier at the plate. He has yet to hit a home run this season, but the wind is definitely gusting out to left field, and Frazier has some power. He represents the tying run right now. Reeder taking off towards second. Spear's not going to throw it. Reeder there easily. So it's a 1-2 count. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Drifters. Anson standing over at third, and Reeder just took second. Frazier at the plate, 1-2 the count. Stu Flesland, the lefty from the University of Washington. Shakes off the first 2 pitches, now comes set. Looking for a strikeout pitch here. The 1-2 to Frazier. He'll send it towards center field. Ranging back is Alvarez at the track, comes in a little and makes the catch. Frazier's retired for the 3rd time today. And 2 runners are left stranded in scoring position for Springfield. We head to the 6th inning, 3-0 Walla Walla leading. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Our nation's military at home or abroad, we stand up to be recognized. Let's give these heroes a big Drifters round of applause. pitching for the Drifters, number 33, Christian Shifatelli. Number 20, Joey Craig.
Top of the 6th inning, Walla Walla currently leading at 3-0, and it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Springfield Drifters, and it's a new addition to the team. It's Christian Shifatelli. He was a Friday guy this past year to end the season for the University of Oregon, as the first pitch from Shifatelli misses outside 1-0 to Joey Craig. Shifatelli comes in for Julian Hernandez, who pitched 1 inning, got the first 2 batters out before allowing back-to-back singles, and got out of the inning as Craig grounds this one foul, 1-1. He got his teammate Leo Rivera, the third baseman for Walla Walla, to fly out in that end of the inning. So 1 inning pitch for Hernandez, 0 runs on the 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, and didn't get any strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 to Craig, lined to Jalen Ray at shortstop. He can't backhand it. It was a tough one that lined right in front of him, and aboard is Craig with a single.
Now batting, number 21, Kevin Spear.
So bring up Kevin Spear, the catcher, is 0 for 2 today. The strikeout looking and a flyout. So Christian Shifatelli, this is his first day with Springfield. Literally just showed up today before the game. Nods his head, fires, and this one's grounded to the left side. Coming in is Frazier. Doesn't have a play at second, so he'll go to first. Gets Spear there, but Craig advances to second on the ground out by Kevin Spear.
Now batting, number 1, Julian Alvarez.
Brings up Julian Alvarez, the center fielder. He had an RBI single in his last at-bat. Stands in with a runner at second. Shifatelli on the mound. Looks back towards second. Here's the first pitch to Alvarez. In there for a strike, 0-1. So Shifatelli, he was a guy just like Jay Stoffel, worked his way into the starting rotation for the University of Oregon this past year. Ultimately ended up becoming the Friday guy. Isaac Aon was the Saturday guy, and he's actually roommates with Taylor Holder, the right fielder for the Springfield Drifters. Swing and a miss from Alvarez, and it's 0-2. Shifatelli, a 94-mile-per-hour fastball there. You can see the talent. Originally from Irvine, California, went to Servite High School. Was an excellent pitcher at Servite, and then flocked his way up to Oregon. The 0-2 to Alvarez, jammed him inside, fouled it back. And Shifatelli will have another 0-2 pitch. He's only going to be with Springfield for the week. He's going to throw 1 inning today, that's the plan, and then he's supposed to throw 1 inning on Thursday. After that, he's hoping to get a contract in the Cape Cod League. So he's just coming here to get an inning of work in the meantime. The 0-2, off speed, Alvarez whiffs at it. And that'll do it for Alvarez, the center fielder. And now 2 are gone here in the 6th. Shifatelli, his first strikeout. Now 2 are gone. Top of the 6th inning, Walla Walla leading 3-0. They had a solo shot in the 3rd, and then 2 runs come in on 2 RBI singles in the 4th. We currently stand here in the 6th as the Sweets have consistently shut out the Drifters for all of yesterday and all of today so far. First pitch in there for a strike to J.J. Girardin, 0-1. Girardin was the one that hit the solo shot in the 3rd. After that, he grounded out in the 4th after reaching on a walk in the 1st. So 1 for 2 day, 2 times reaching base safely. The 0-1 misses, and it's now 1-1. Shifatelli currently wearing 33. There's been a real big struggle to get consistency with the jersey numbers, and it's only going to get worse in the next couple of weeks, the coaches informed me today, as the 1-1 misses. 2-1 now. There's about 4 or 5 pitchers supposed to be leaving in the next week or so. After that point, there's going to be more players coming in. Dominic Hellman should be coming soon, and he'll be wearing 37. That's what John Yaskabin's been wearing. Swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2 to J.J. Girardin as Shifatelli gets back in this at-bat. This is Shifatelli's 2nd time throwing in the WCL, was a member of the Portland Pickles in 2019. Here's the 2-2 away, and it's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, 3-0, Walla Walla leading. Christian Shifatelli, going into his senior year at the University of Oregon, just finished an excellent junior campaign with a 3.55 ERA. Here's the payoff pitch. Runs away, and the count's now given a walk to Girardin for the 2nd time today.
Now batting number 35, Derek Yellows.
This will bring up Derek Jellos. Craig standing at 2nd, Girardin over at 1st. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Jellos so far 0 for 3. He did reach on a fielder's choice back in the 1st. First pitch to him. Looked at, misses away, 1-0. So we mentioned Shifatelli being from Servite High School. He was the 17th ranked pitcher in California coming out of high school. He was the Trinity League co-pitcher of the year. If you haven't heard of the Trinity League, it is a very tough division to be in California. That one misses, 2-0. It's made entirely of the top private schools in the Southern California area. And Servite, they have a really good program there. Shifatelli also headed to the University of Oregon with Tanner Smith, who's an excellent player for the Oregon Ducks. Both Servite guys. Here's the 2-0. Inside, and it's now 3-0 to Derek Jellos. Most impressive thing I read about Shifatelli was that he threw a no-hitter against Mater Dei High School. Mater Dei, of course, excellent athletically. And the fact that he was able to throw a no-hitter is really, really impressive. Here's the 3-0. Jellos doesn't get the green light, and it's now 3-1 after it's called to strike. Last year, Shifatelli threw in the Valley League for the Harrisonburg Turks, excuse me. 3-1, grounded foul. It's now 3-2. Shifatelli's gone back-to-back strikes. He's worked a 3-0 to a 3-2 count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Walla Walla leading 3-0. 2 men aboard with Craig standing at 2nd and Girardin at 1st. Here's the payoff pitch. Jealous fouls it back, and we'll see it again. Both runners were taken off, as there is 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. It's an automatic for any base runner. Schifatelli trying to keep this a scoreless frame for Springfield. The 3-2 misses. And the bases are now loaded for Walla Walla.
Now batting number 32, Josh Williams.
So we'll bring up Josh Williams, the right fielder. So Schifatelli issues back-to-back walks to load the bases. And Josh Williams comes up 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. And his first hit would be a big one, as he has the bases loaded. First pitch, fouled back. 0-1. So this is a fun matchup if you're really interested in powerhouse high school baseball programs. You have the Servite pitcher on the mound and the Buchanan hitter at the plate. Servite, one of the top high schools in Southern California. Buchanan, one of the top in Central California. That one's in there for a strike, 0-2. So Schifatelli bounces back, got behind 3-0 on the last batter, and now he's ahead 0-2 to Josh Williams. Dangles the arm and comes set. Here's the 0-2. Skied foul. We'll see another pitch. Schifatelli, he was a guy that, like I said, just showed up today, and he's been very, very appreciative to this coaching staff for allowing him to come out and just throw an inning today and then throw an inning on Thursday. He's going to get the go against Corvallis in the home game of that 3-game series. The 0-2 sent out towards center field. Reeder sprinting in, sliding and making the catch in center field is Cannon Reeder, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. The bases are left juice. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Springfield are coming up to the to the plate, and you are listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Fans, if you haven't already, please take time to support our local businesses and visit the selection of food carts and concessions located on both the first and third base concourses, as well as by the north entrance. This is also your friendly reminder that alcohol sales at all of our concession stands will cease at the end of the 7th inning. We kindly remind you to please drink responsibly. Pitching for the Sweets, number 25, Jace Hansen. Now batting, number 44, Jordan Justice.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-0. Walla Walla currently leading. New pitcher on the mound for the Walla Walla Sweets. It's going to be number 25, Jace Hansen. And times is called as Jordan Justice steps up to the plate. Springfield currently scoreless for their last 14 innings. First pitch from Hansen, misses 1-0. They scored 3 runs in the 8th inning in the 7-2 victory in game number 1 on Friday, as the 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. That was game 1 of the series on that Friday game. They won 7-2, and then yesterday they were shut out 1-0. And so far today, they've just gotten 1 hit. The 1-1, Justice hits this towards center field. Alvarez running back, and he'll stop, make the catch. And Justice is retired on a flyout. First batter, Jace Hansen faces, gets him to fly out. Jordan Justice today 0 for 3 now. So bring up Jake Dodge, who's currently on a 9-game hit streak, but today he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And the last strikeout from Fleshland, he was his 5th victim, and Dodge swung at a pitch well outside. First pitch to him, high and away, and it's 1-0. So Jace Hansen, he's a pitcher from Edgeley, North Dakota. He goes to Valley City State University, which is also in North Dakota. Off speed away, losing grip on that one, and it's 2-0. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know that Valley City State University was a university until I looked it up doing research on Jace Hansen. As the 2-0 to Dodge, sliced over to left. Running in is Craig. He dives and he can't get to it. It's past him. It's going down the left field line. Dodge is digging for 2. He's now digging for 3. They're finally picking it up in left field, and Dodge is going to stop at third. It's a triple for Jake Dodge, and he extends the hit streak to 10 games. It looked like Dodge was a little bit jammed up on that one, just sent a little bit of a blooper to left. Craig was charging in, he dove for it, and ultimately it fell right in front of him, and then it rolled its way all the way to the left field corner wall. And it'll now bring up Taylor Holder with a runner at third, 1 out, facing off against the right-hander and Jace Hansen. First pitch to Holder, bounces in, 1-0. So Jace Hansen, and he goes to Valley City State University. Just had his sophomore year there. He made 11 pitching appearances, and he had an 0-1 record there. Did have 1 save, but an 8.47 ERA. 1-0 fouled away, and it's 1-1 to Taylor Holder. Holder today 1 for 2. He had a single back in the 4th. That previously was the only hit of the game for Springfield before Dodge's triple here in the 6th. But a big moment here for a chance at an RBI. The 1-1, Holder watches it go away and in the dirt. It's now 2-1 to him. Taylor Holder from the University of Oregon, originally from Corvallis, was one of the first Ducks to actually play for the Drifters. The 2-1. Holder lines it up the middle, it gets down. Dodge is going to come in to score, and Springfield's on the board after back-to-back hits. Taylor Holder, his 2nd single today, and RBI to his name, and it's 3-1 now for Walla Walla. So Taylor Holder, back-to-back singles, and it brings up Ryan Fowler, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk. First pitch to Fowler, he swings it, fouls it away, 0-1. So Stu Fleshland went 5 innings, only allowed 1 hit and struck out 6. But Jace Hansen comes in, and he's already allowed 2 hits and 1 run. Fowler swings, the pitch swung on and missed. Now Holder taken off towards second, and he's gunned out. Kevin Spear able to gun out Taylor Holder, and Holder's had a couple of times where he's trying to steal second base but has been thrown out this season, and it now puts 2 outs on the board here in the 6th. Here's the 3-1 to Fowler. Looked at, misses. He checked his swing. The umpire says he did not go, and it's 1-1. So 3-1 the score. Walla Walla leading here in the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Fowler at the plate with nobody on. Hansen fires. Off speed again, misses away, 2-1. And man, Hansen's come in and he's just not had control on that off speed pitch. Fowler looking for his first hit. An 0 for 1 yesterday. Overall in the season, he had 3 for 6 in his first 2 games. 3-1 now. Yesterday we got to interview Fowler before the game. We didn't have a Tommy talk. Richards was busy doing other things, and we got to snag Fowler. Here's the 3-1. Looked at, misses away, and it's now a walk to Fowler. And a runner's back on base for the Drifters. 2 outs, 3-1, Walla Walla leading here in the bottom of the 6th. So we'll bring up Trevor Anderson, the second baseman, 0 for 1 with the flyout. He did reach on a walk last inning in the 5th. Found his way all the way to third, but ultimately was left stranded there at third. But the Drifters have scored here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch away, 1-0 from Hansen. Right-hander now comes set. Here's the 1-0. Hansen fouls it away, 1-1. Trevor Hansen earlier had a diving play at second base. If you want to watch the replay for that, you can find it on our Twitter page at Drifters B-Ball. Julian Hernandez, who pitched earlier, he was the one that posted that. It was an excellent play by Hansen and a very athletic play. It was the 1-1 fouled back, 1-2. Hansen not really known for his bat, but he's really known for his defense. Thinking about a couple of plays, especially that play he had a few games back in the non-league. He had a play where he was the cutoff man and he gunned it all the way from right field to third base. And was getting a runner that was digging for 3 as the 1-2 misses, and it's 2-2. It was a heck of a relay. It was Frazier to Anderson over to Thompson at third, and it was an absolute bullet from right field to third base to get the runner. The 2-2 to Anderson, grounded foul. We'll see another pitch. Hansen ready, Hansen set. Here's the 2-2. Misses away, the count is full. On deck is Sheehan O'Connor, the first baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. Springfield just 3 hits, but 2 of them have come in this inning. Jake Dodge, a triple with 1 out, and then a RBI single from Taylor Holder. 3-2 as the runner goes, and this one's fouled away. Anson's going to see another pitch. Hansen, he has been keen to walk. He has 8 walks overall in the season. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Inside, and now Anson's aboard. Fowler will move over to second, and the tying run is now at first. And this will bring up Sheehan O'Connor, the first baseman. Back-to-back walks issued from Jace Hansen. In game 1 of the series, Walla Walla had a stretch where they walked 4 straight batters to score a run for Springfield. Hansen, though, has walked 2 straight as O'Connor swings right through it on the first pitch to him, and it's 0-1. So O'Connor struck out in the 2nd and then flew out in the 5th, now up here in the 6th. The 0-1. That one runs away. 1-1 to Sheehan O'Connor. So we're talking about Sheehan O'Connor, him and James Boone, who got the start today for Springfield, have known each other since middle school. Connor and Boone have been rooming together here with the Springfield Drifters. We had Boone on the broadcast 2 days ago, and he said his favorite part about being with the Drifters has been his host family. O'Connor, though, lines this up the middle. It gets down. They're going to wave Fowler, digging for three as Anderson. The throw goes to the cutoff man. It's an RBI hit for Sheehan O'Connor, and the Drifters cut the lead. It's 3-2. It's a hard hit ball for Sheehan O'Connor, and he gets his first hit of the game. 3 hits for the Drifters in this inning, and they've scored 2 runs. They were trailing 3-0 and were scoreless for 14 straight innings. And now the Drifters are going to have a meeting after there was a mound meeting for Walla Walla. Now Springfield in a really great position as Anderson moves from first to third. Now the tying run is 90 feet away after the RBI hit from Sheehan O'Connor. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and it brings up Cannon Reeder, who's been slumping as of late, 0 for his last 15. But if he can break the cold streak, it would be a huge hit for him here. His team trailing by 1. The first pitch to him, high from Hansen, 1-0. Hansen, the right-hander, comes set. Here's the pitch. Reeder slices it towards right field. Coming in is Williams. He'll make the catch on the run, and Reeder is retired. The tying run is left stranded at third with another runner being left at first. 2 runs come in after a triple from Jake Dodge, an RBI single from Taylor Holder, and then another RBI single later on from Sheehan O'Connor. We move to the 7th. It's a 1-run game. Walla Walla coming up to hit. You are listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
This is the last call for Bless Mess Barbecue, Catering, and B Sweets. If you haven't already visited their carts down on the third base concourse, please do so now before they wrap up business at the end of the 7th. For the Drifters, number 29, Peyton Childers. Number 51, Davis, Milwaukee.
Top of the 7th inning. It's a brand new ball game. 3-2. Walla Walla leading, and now a new pitcher on the mound for the Springfield Drifters. It's Peyton Childers as the first pitch misses away, 1-0. Childers will come into the game for Christian Schiffatelli, the pitcher from Oregon. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks and a strikeout. As Davis Milwaukee skies this one foul, and it's 1-1. We thank you guys for joining us today for this beautiful baseball game between the Springfield Drifters and the Walla Walla Sweets. If you're a college baseball fan out there, Ole Miss just won the College World Series. They just defeated Oklahoma 4-2. The 1-1, Milwaukee lines this one foul, 1-2. So the college baseball season is over, and now a lot of players will be heading back to college baseball here in the summer. And the summer ball is going to start to fill up, and it's an exciting time. 1-2, high, and it's now 2-2. So Schifatelli just came in for the 1 inning. He's going to throw 1 inning today, which he already did, and then he'll throw 1 inning Thursday as Milwaukee grounds this one foul. 2-2 the count. So Schifatelli didn't allow a run, hoping to use this to propel himself to get a contract in the Cape Cod League. If he doesn't get the contract in the Cape Cod League, then he's going to go home and just rest for the summer. Either way, he's going to throw 2 innings for the Springfield Drifters. Here's the 2-2 to Milwaukee, and it hits him. Childers has a curveball that is a really good curveball, but that time it got away from him, and it'll put the leadoff man aboard here in the 7th. This will bring up Malcolm Williams, the shortstop. Facing off against Childers, the pitcher. The lefty dangles the arm down. Milwaukee leading off from first. O'Connor there to hold. First pitch to Williams, misses away, and it's 1-0. So Malcolm Williams today, 2 for 2. Had a single in the 5th and 3rd, and a walk in the 4th with a run. Fouls this one back. It's 1-1. For Peyton Childers. It's from Yakima Valley College. Saw him a few games ago, and man, his curveball is really, really good. Misses there, and it's 2-1. This is 5th outing of the year, a 7.20 ERA. This pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1. The non-league games this past week, you saw him out there, and his curveball had a 24-inch break on a few of them. That time you can see the off-speed curveball, but it misses away. 3-2. When the curveball's working, he is really, really hard to hit. Imagine 24 inches dropping right in front of you, especially for left-handed hitters. Payoff pitch. High and inside on Williams. Milwaukee moves over to second, and after a hit by pitch, a walk puts another runner on. 2 men aboard, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. So bring up Leo Rivera, the hitter from Whitman. Here's the pitch, and this one's fouled off, and it's 0-1 to Rivera. Rivera so far today had an RBI single back in the 4th. Other than that, 2 flyouts. He flew out on the first pitch to him his last time up, and that was against his teammate at Whitman, Julian Hernandez. So Hernandez won the battle of the Whitman kids. The 0-1, Rivera cuts right through it, and he's down 0-2. So Peyton Childers, his last outing in WCL play was against Bend. He threw 2 scoreless innings against the Elks. Only allowed 1 hit. This one's jammed up and fouled off, and so we'll see another pitch. 0-2 the count, runners at first and second. 3-2 Walla Walla leading here in the top of the 7th. 7 hits so far for Walla Walla, 4 hits for Springfield. 3 of the 4 hits came in the last frame for the Drifters. The 0-2 sent out towards left field. Coming in is Jordan Justice. He'll make the catch as his hat flies off. And the first out is recorded here in the 7th. Bring up Joey Craig, the left fielder. Craig was the left fielder that dove on the ball that Jake Dodge hit to left. Instead of letting it drop and collecting it to prevent an extra base hit, he decided to jump for it, dive and try to make the play. It dropped right in front of him and rolled all the way to the left field wall. And that's the danger of allowing a hit to drop on a diving play. Prevents a single to being expanded to a triple. First pitch here, and he's drilled. So the bases are now loaded for Walla Walla.
Now batting, number 21, Kevin Spear.
And they've been loaded on 2 hit by pitches and a walk. Now Fowler going to talk things over with Childers. Nate Stevens going over to hand the balls to the umpire. Those balls today also rubbed in by Julian Hernandez. So Julian Hernandez has so many different tasks and duties he does with Springfield. He's a heck of a kid. Real smart kid from Whitman. And you can thank him for the balls today. So bases loaded. Craig standing at first. Williams at second. Milwaukee at third. Childers on the mound. First pitch in. Misses to Kevin Spear, the catcher. (3-2) Walla Walla leading. Springfield scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to make it a 1-run game. Walla Walla trying to extend their lead even further. The 1-0, and that one gets low. Fowler able to stop it. Man, Peyton Childers' hat flew off. We've seen Cannon Reeder's hat fly off in center field. Jordan Justice's hat fly off in left field. Now Childers' hat falls off. We need to get these guys a tighter hat. Pitch inside, 3-0. I like the fitted hats. I think the fitted hat looks nice, especially with the Drifters in cursive written on the back of them. But if we can get these guys a snapback to keep it on their head, maybe that'll help. 3-1 now as the 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Kevin Spear today 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the 3-1. Spear looks at it, it's called the strike, and the count is full. Peyton Childers, this is his 5th outing of the year. He allowed 4 runs on 3 hits against Wenatchee. Other than that, he hasn't allowed a run this season, but will allow a run here on a walk. And that's a ball 4 walk for Kevin Spear. And brings in Davis Milwaukee. The bases were loaded on a hit by pitch, a walk, and another hit by pitch. And a walk brings in a run. And Keith Hessler is going to go talk things over with Childers. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll step aside and take a break as we find out who the new pitcher is. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Number 1, Diego Chavez. Julian Alvarez.
New pitcher on the mound is going to be Diego Chavez, the right-hander from Oxnard, California. He replaces Peyton Childers, who just went a third of the inning, just registered 1 out, walked 2 batters, hit 2 batters, and he walked in a run, and that's what led to the pitching decision. This will bring in Julian Alvarez. The first pitch to him is a strike, 0-1, 88-mile-per-hour fastball on the high outside part of the plate for Chavez. Bases loaded for Alvarez. Looking to drive in more runs. 4-2 Walla Walla leading. Chavez throws a pitch high, and Fowler was able to climb the ladder and snag it, 1-1. Diego Chavez didn't issue a run in his first 4 outings of the season, but in his last 2, he gave up 2 runs against Yakima Valley and 1 run against Bend. This one's fouled off by Alvarez, 1-2. So he's given up runs in back-to-back performances. He hasn't thrown in over a week. His last outing was June 18th against Bend. That was last Saturday. So he was a guy that was slated to throw today. When talking to everybody around the Drifters clubhouse, they said he was, quote, very hot today. This one's fouled off, 1-2, and although very hot meant that he was going to throw today, it is also very hot here in Springfield. It is 94 degrees currently in the Willamette Valley. These players are playing on turf, and I'm sure they're baking down there. The 1-2 high, Fowler able to snag it again. And that's really important for Fowler to do with the runner at third. Drifters trying to prevent any more runs from scoring. The base is loaded. They have a play at any place. Hoping to potentially turn 2. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back by Alvarez. We'll see another pitch. Alvarez so far had an RBI hit in the 4th, but other than that, a ground out and a strikeout. Center fielder standing in. Chavez on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Grounded, right side. It's fair. No, it's not. It looked like it was fair. The first base umpire, or first base coach, excuse me, put up the sign that it was fair. Looked like everybody was running, but ultimately they decided to call it foul. Sorry to get you guys excited. Got a little confused there with the first base coach pointing it fair. It looked fair from my point of view as well, as O'Connor dove for it. It looked left of the bag, but ultimately they ruled it foul. So it's 2-2 the count. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and Alvarez skies it foul again. He's making Chavez work for this at bat. Chavez 6'1", 160 from Oxnard. Has a fastball slider changeup. Fastball runs high, and the count is full. So when Chavez has missed, it's been a high fastball. Fowler's done a great job so far with the Drifters, keeping the ball in front of him. Here's the 3-2, misses away, and a run comes in to score for Walla Walla and a walk. Their second runner to come in this inning on a walk, is back-to-back walks with the bases loaded, bring in 2 runs. And the score is now 5-2, and this is absolutely heartbreaking for the Springfield Drifters. They had scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. They made it a 1-run game, and now here in the top of the 7th, they've just been struggling to find the strike zone. So bring up J.J. Girardin, the top of the order. Girardin swings at the first pitch, skies it in the air, foul territory. O'Connor, the first baseman, catches it. And first pitch swinging to Girardin does not work for him, as he's out on a flyout here in the 7th.
Now batting, number 35, Derek Yellows.
So bring up Derek Jellos. Craig standing at third, Spear at second, Alvarez at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 5-2, Walla Walla leading. Here's the pitch to Jellos. Runs inside, and it's 1-0. Walla Walla has scored 2 runs here in the 7th without even getting a hit. a swing and a miss here. 1-1. Think about that Medford game in the non-league game on Thursday for the Springfield Drifters. They allowed 7 runs on just 1 hit. It was the 1-1 inside, 2-1. The pitching, though, for Springfield has been really good, especially in WCL play. They're 5th right now in the WCL and ERA. Right now, they're struggling to find the zone. This one fouled off, 2-2. In this inning, Peyton Childers came in and loaded the bases. 2 hit-by pitches and 2 walks. That scored a run. They put in Chavez, and then another run came in after he walked the first batter. Looked like Jellos broke his bat. Had to go get a new one. It's always tough for these players when they break a bat because they have to pay for a new one, which is quite costly. Of course, the WCL, a Summer Collegiate Wood Bat League. So wood bats is what the players use. 2-2 misses outside, and the count is now full. Still no action in the Springfield bullpen. They're just letting Chavez work here. He did get a pop out to Girardin. Now he has a full count. Here's the pitch. Reached for, fouled off by Jellos, and we'll see another pitch. All the runners were going on the 3-2 with 2 outs. We're over 2 hours now here in the top of the 7th in this game. 3:14 the time. This 1:08 start. Here's the 3-2, fouled back again. See another pitch. Bases loaded still for Walla Walla. 2 runs in this inning for the Sweets as they lead by 3, 5-2. Walla Walla has 7 hits overall. They've had a hit in each inning except for the first. They're looking for their first hit here in the 7th. The 3-2, got him looking. Jello standing in the box in disbelief. It doesn't matter. Chavez gets his first strikeout, but 2 runs come in for Walla Walla as they extend their lead back up to 3. 5-2 the scores. We head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Summit Bank for sponsoring the 7th inning stretch. Summit Bank, big bank thinking, but a small bank feeling for Oregon's business bank of choice. For the Sweets, number 10, Alec Holmes. Now batting, number 2, Jalen Ray.
Felt good to stretch for that 7th inning stretch. The Drifters currently trailing 5-2 to the Walla Walla Sweets, and it's a new pitcher on the mound for Walla Walla. It's going to be the left-hander Alec Holmes. First pitch to Jalen Ray misses inside, and it's 1-0. So Alec Holmes comes in for Jace Hansen. Hansen came into the game, and he ended up walking 2 batters, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. As the 1-0 misses, and it's 2-0. That was tough for Walla Walla. They were leading 3-0. Hansen came in and issued those runs after a 5-inning performance for Stu Fesland. And he only had 1 hit given up. He did walk 2 batters, but he had 6 strikeouts overall, and Fleshland really had a great performance. He's continued his dominance here in the WCL. Ray looks at the pitch. It's called a strike, and it's now 2-2 to Jalen Ray. So Hansen comes in Holmes comes in for Hansen as the lefty fires a ball, 3-2. Holmes originally from San Marcos, California, in the San Diego area. Entering his junior year at Lewis Clark State. Here's the full count pitch. Fouled off by Ray, and we'll see another one. Lewis Clark State, a really good NAIA baseball program in Lewiston. They're a really good NAIA school. I think they're consistently in the NAIA World Series or up for contention for that. I believe they won the NAIA World Series in 2017. Full count to Jalen Ray, grounded to the left side. Fielding it is Rivera. He'll throw it over to first. And Jalen Ray's retired for the 4th time today.
Now batting, number 27, Dane Frazier.
Jalen Ray is hitless today after his 6-game hit streak. We'll see if he'll get another at bat. So bring up Dane Frazier, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. 1 out in the inning, and the Drifters currently trail by 3, 5-2. First pitch to Frazier in there for a strike, 0-1. Holmes this past year at Lewis Clark, he appeared in 11 games with just 1 start, had a 1-0 record. Frazier whiffs at that one, and he falls behind 0-2. That was a little bit of a down year for Holmes. His freshman year, he ended up appearing in 12 games and made 10 starts. He had a 5-0 record as a freshman, but significantly less innings as a sophomore. Maybe dealing with an injury. And Frazier's going to go down looking. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Alec Holmes, his first of the day. Now 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 7th. This brings up Jordan Justice, the left fielder. So far today, 0 for 3 with a strikeout back in the 1st. First pitch to Justice, curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. So Alec Holmes threw 45 1/3 as a freshman. This past year, he only threw 14 innings, so significantly less innings. As Justice swings through that one, and it's 0-2. Holmes, this is his 3rd outing of the year with Walla Walla. His previous 2 were starts. Went 5 innings against Yakima Valley and Corvallis. The 0-2 grounded left side, foul. We'll see another pitch. He gave up 2 runs against Yakima Valley in 5 innings and a 12-4 victory on June 7th. He didn't pitch for 2 weeks and then pitched on June 21st, 5 days ago, through 5 innings. Gave up a run on 3 hits. The 0-2 array, and it's now 1-2. Lefty ahead, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Grounded right up the middle. It gets past Holmes and into center field. Jordan Justice is aboard with the single, and he gets his first hit of the game. 5th hit overall for Springfield, and the man's aboard with 2 outs here in the 7th. So bring up Jake Dodge, the first baseman. Extended his hit streak to 10 games After he hit a triple last inning in the 6th, he was the first run of the game for Springfield. He'll step in again for a lefty-lefty matchup with Holmes. First pitch to Dodge, curveball drops in, 0-1. So Holmes, he's from San Marcos. His brother Tyler actually plays baseball as well. His brother plays baseball for the hometown team, Cal State San Marcos. The D2 program, as Dodge cuts through the 0-1, he falls behind 0-2. Jordan Justice leading off from first. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, 5-2 Walla Walla leading in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, just a little high. It's 1-2. Dodge had struck out swinging on back-to-back at bats in the 1st and 4th before getting that triple. In danger of getting his 3rd strikeout today. Here's the pitch. Dodge fouls it back. 1-2. Dodge is a very straightforward baseball player. He's a guy that really, when you ask him what he's seeing at the plate, it's mainly just see ball, hit ball. Here's the 1-2. Outside, and it's 2-2. So Holmes, who had started his previous 2 outings against Walla Walla, put it in the game, and maybe that's a sign of where the headspace of Brandon Van Horn is at as this one bounces into Dodge. 3-2 now. It's a full count at bat. But Van Horn was pretty upset with the team after that game 1. They lost 7-2, and Dylan O'Connor went the distance for the Drifters, but midway through, he pretty much substituted the entire lineup. He only left 3 guys in there. Maybe putting a starter here late is just a sign of his frustration. Payoff pitch. Dodge goes down swinging for the 3rd time today. Holmes picks up his 2nd strikeout, and now we head to the 8th. Walla Walla leading by 3. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Like a thief in the night, I'm coming for your heart, I'm coming for your heart. This time it's anything goes. I guess I'm just a selfish ghost.
Top of the 8th inning, and Walla Walla is currently leading 5-2 against the Springfield Drifters. There's a new pitcher on the mound for Springfield. It's the right-hander Isaac Avenue. Isaac already ready, and he fires in a strike to Josh Williams, 0-1. Josh Williams was the only batter to not come up to the plate last inning for Walla Walla, as the 0-1 from Avenue misses, and it's 1-1. Last inning, Peyton Childers came out. He only got 1 out. He had walked 2 batters and hit 2 batters, and ultimately 2 of those came in. As Williams lines this to left and hanging up enough for Justice to come in and make the catch. And Williams is gone today for the 5th time, an 0 for 5 day for the right fielder.
51, Davis, Milwaukee.
So bring up Davis Milwaukee, who today is 2 for 3, had 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Here's the first pitch. Fouled away, 0-1. So after Childers came in, it was Diego Chavez that replaced him. He walked 2 guys. He was the reason why those 2 runs from Childers came in. Ultimately got a strikeout looking to Gelos, and that was the end of the 7th inning. Avenue curveball ball, 1-1. So he took out Chavez and now put in Isaac Avenue, who was gone for the team for the past week, now on the mound. Here's the 1-1. Jammed, fouled away from Milwaukee. It's 1-2. Isaac Avenue, he is a guy that came out of the bullpen a little bit. Then he worked his way into the starting lineup, got the start in his last outing. Ended up giving up 4 runs in that outing. There's the 1-2, grounded back. See another pitch. He pitched 3 innings and gave up those 4 runs on just 3 hits. Did have 4 strikeouts though, but it wasn't his best performance. Here's the 1-2. Drops in there, gets a strikeout look, and 2 batters against Isaac Avenue, and we get a line out and a strikeout look in.
Malcolm Williams.
Now bring up Malcolm Williams, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, nobody on. 5-2, Walla Walla currently leading the Springfield Drifters. Malcolm Williams today, he's yet to get out. 2 walks and 2 singles. Avenue fires in a strike, and it's 0-1. Isaac Avenue, his best performance was the one against Bend. That was that 4-3 extra inning victory for the Drifters. With an off-speed, hangs high, and it's 1-1. In that game, he walked 4 batters, but he didn't allow a single hit in those 4 innings. And he had 5 strikeouts overall, and that performance against Bend propelled him to be a starter for that performance against Yakima. Fires a ball inside, and it's now 2-1. So they gave him the start against Yakima. It didn't go so well, and now they're throwing him out of the pen today. It's his first time out against anybody since June 15th, so 11 days ago. Here's the 2-1. Williams slices it foul, and it's now 2-2. Isaac Avenue working with his catcher at Tacoma right now. So Ryan Fowler, the catcher for the Drifters, he goes to Tacoma Community College. Isaac Avenue on the mound, he also goes to Tacoma. So we got a TCC battery connection. The 2-2 grounded up the middle off of Avenue, coming in and fielding it on a bare hand is Frazier, but he goes right past him. And now Williams is aboard at first. That's a tough break for Avenue as it clipped his heel.
Now batting, number 17, Leo Rivera.
So bring up Leo Rivera, the 3rd baseman, who today had an RBI single in the 4th, but other than that, he had 3 flyouts. Avenue now going to have to work out of the stretch. He'll come set with Williams leading off from first. First pitch, and the runner's going to go. The throw to second from Fowler goes into the outfield. Williams is now taking over to 3rd. Reeder picks it up, fires to 3rd, and Williams is easily there. Throw gets past Frazier, but Avenue there to back it up. Almost a even more disastrous play for the Drifters. Williams, though, snags 2 bags, and he's standing at 3rd, and Malcolm Williams is having a heck of a game for Walla Walla. He now has 3 hits after that single up the middle off Avenue, and he had the 2 walks, so 5 times he's reached base safely, and now he's at third. The 1-0 grounded to the right side. Anson comes in, throws it to first, and the runner in Williams is left stranded at third. Just the 1 hit from Williams, and it went off the heel of Isaac Avenue and stayed in the infield. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-2, Walla Walla currently leading. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Fans would like to take one last opportunity tonight to draw your attention to the outfield fence in recognition of the sponsors and donors making the 2022 Drifters inaugural season possible. Their contributions to the season are greatly appreciated. Additionally, we kindly request your assistance in keeping our park clean and beautiful by making sure all of your food trays, wrappers, napkins, and bottles make it to any of our trash and recycling bins located around the park. Now pitching for the Sweets, number 7, Albert Robles. Now batting, number 30, Taylor Holder.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Springfield Drifters currently trailing the Walla Walla Sweets 5-2. And it's another new pitcher on the mound. This time it's going to be number 7, Albert Robles. He's a right-hander from Riverside City College. Set to face off against Taylor Holder, Ryan Fowler, Trevor Hansen. Holder swings at the first pitch to him, sends it high in the air towards the right side of the infield. Coming over and making the catch is Gerard, the second baseman. 1 pitch, 1 out for the new pitcher in Albert Robles. And it brings up Ryan Fowler with 1 out. So Ryan Fowler comes up. So far today, walked in the 6th. He came around to score, also walked in the 2nd, but 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch to him, misses, and it's 1-0. So Robles comes in for Alec Holmes, who threw 1 inning, didn't allow a single run, did only allow 1 hit, and had 2 strikeouts overall, so it was a solid outing out of the pen for Alec Holmes. Here's Robles. No fire strike, and it's 1-1. Mentioned it, Robles goes to Riverside City College. He had 13 appearances there this past year, and he went 2-2 in his 13 appearances. He also picked up 1 save overall. 23 innings pitched for him, a 3.91 ERA after he allowed 10 runs in those 23 innings. That was a wild pitch from Robles, and man, that missed a mile. It was high and well away from Fowler, the left-handed hitter. It's 2-1. Robles, this is his 4th outing with Walla Walla. He's a 4.50 ERA. He allowed 1 run back against Yakima Valley. He didn't even get an out. And that one's a strike, 2-2. Since then, he had a 0-hit, 0-run performance with 2 strikeouts against Cowlitz. And then against Corvallis, he allowed 1 earned run on 0 hits. Just 2 walks. Fowler fouls it back, and I'll see another pitch. Ryan Fowler, left-handed hitter. He went to Tacoma as a switch hitter. Once he got there, they found out that he was a lot more productive as a left-handed hitter, and so he's now, instead of being a switch hitter, he's just a lefty hitter. There's the 2-2, and he'll go down swinging. Fowler's upset, and the second out is recorded here in the 8th.
Trevor Antonson.
So this will bring up Trevor Anson. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th. Walla Walla leading 5-2 against the Springfield Drifters. Walla Walla has 8 hits overall. Springfield just 5. This hitting's been the struggle all year. Swing and a miss from Anson. Foul tipped in the glove, and it's 0-1. Yesterday, Springfield was shut out. They did not score a single run. They lost 1-0. They went on a streak of 14 straight innings without a run, but scored 2 runs in the 6th to end it. Have since been scoreless as Anson fouls us away, and it's 0-2 to him. Even before the game, talking to Coach Richards in the pregame Tommy Talk, he mentioned it. The big thing for today was going to be the hitters. The hitters were going to determine the game, and right now, hitting really hasn't come for Springfield, and it is determining this game. The 0-2 bounces in, and it's now 1-2. Robles trying to get Anson to chase. It's been the story all season. The pitching, top 5 in the WCL for Springfield. Just the hitting has been 13th. They were 16th for a while, but hitting really has been a struggle. Anson grounds it to the left side. Williams comes over to his right, picks it up, throws it over to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning in relief for Robles as we head to the 9th inning. Walla Walla leading by 3. You're watching the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
Number 38, Zach Chomkich. Sure to subscribe to the Chronicle today to follow your Springfield Drifters all season long. The Chronicle, serving Springfield, Cresswell, Cottage Grove, and Pleasant Hill with hyper-local news and information. Please visit their website at chronicle1909.com or keep an eye out at copies at select local stores. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, 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 Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Now batting, number 20, Joey Craig.
Top of the 9th inning, a new pitcher on the mound for the Springfield Drifters. It's Zach Chomkich, as as the first pitch from Chonkic misses, and it's 1-0. So Chonkic comes in for Isaac Avenue after he had a successful 8th inning, as Chonkic gets a swing and a miss. 1-1. Chonkic goes to Pepperdine, originally from Redlands. Working out of the pen. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike. Slider 76, and it's 1-2. Joey Craig at the plate. He's going to be followed by Kevin Spear and Julian Alvarez. Here's the 1-2 from Chonkic, and he blows it right past him. 92-mile-per-hour fastball, and Craig is retired.
Batting, number 21, Kevin Spear.
So bring up Kevin Spear. Zach Chonkic. He has a fastball, curveball, changeup. And he's been working with the slider a little bit, as that one misses. 1-0. Chonkic, he really isn't a pitcher. He was a position player that got put into being a pitcher, excuse me. As that one's in there for a strike. 1-1. He was normally a third baseman at Pepperdine, and then ultimately ended up getting put into the bullpen. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. What happened was they were playing a game against Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. They were trailing massively against Cal Poly Slow, and they put him in the game as a position player. This one grounded to the left side. Frazier at third fields it, throws it over to first, and Spears retired. Second out is recorded here in the top of the ninth as Walla Walla leads 5-2. So they put him into the game as a position player that they just wanted to throw out there. They had a big series upcoming in the next week. And so they put Chonkic in, ended up throwing over 90 miles per hour and got some serious spin rate on his ball. This one runs inside. 1-0, and because of that serious spin rate and his fast fastball that was over 90 miles per hour, they decided to PO him. This one high, and it's now 2-0. And really, that was it. He just had a really, really fast fastball, and that made him become a pitcher. This one's going to be laced over to left field, and it's over the head of Jordan Justice and off the wall. Alvarez is digging for two, and he gets there safely standing up. It's a 2-out double for Walla Walla, and another man in scoring position for the Sweets.
Now batting, number 5, J.J. Girardin.
So bring up J.J. Girardin, the leadoff man who had the solo shot earlier that got the party started for Walla Walla. But Chonkic, a similar story to K.J. Rufo. He was a position guy that ended up becoming a pitcher, and he's still trying to learn the position. Didn't really throw before. He'll fire a strike in there. 0-1. Now to J.J. Girardin. And we had Daniel Furman come up and do color commentating earlier this week in the non-league game. What he said about Chonkic was, quote, he throws gas. Girardin fouls this back. 0-2. And he definitely does. I mean, if you can throw about 91 to 93 with a spin rate close to 2,000 or above, it's going to look really, really fast to the hitter, and he just throws really, really hard. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high, 1-2. Just talking with Chonkic, a big thing for him is that fastball. I mean, he really wasn't a pitcher, and so he had to learn different grips. He's still trying to figure out different grips, what works for off-speed pitches. This one's going to be sent out to left field. Justice under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So that'll do it for the top of the ninth inning. Springfield trailing 5-2. The Drifters coming up to bat, hoping to tie it or walk it off. You're listening to the Springfield Drifters here on the Drifters live stream.
23, Sheehan O'Connor.
Bottom of the 9th inning, and it's do or die for the Springfield Drifters. Sheehan O'Connor, Cannon Reeder, Jalen Ray due up for the Drifters. Robles still on the mound. First pitch to Sheehan O'Connor. Low fastball, 1-0. O'Connor in the 6th had an RBI single. Other than that, a strikeout and a flyout. That flyout was a slicing ball to right field. Here's the 1-0. O'Connor grounds it to the left side. Rivera trying to pick it, and he cannot. It finds its way into the outfield. Sprinting in is Alvarez to cover it, and O'Connor's aboard at first.
Now batting, number 7, Cannon Reeder.
So leadoff man's on for the Drifters. That's an error from Rivera. So bring up Cannon Reeder, who continues to struggle to hit the ball. He's hitless, but he does have a walk. Will square to bunt here, pulls it back as the pitch misses high, 1-0. The infield is playing pretty deep right now. Corner infield Rivera came in a little bit, but still relatively at the third base bag. Now comes into the grass. Reeder doesn't pull bunt. He'll send this towards left field on a line. Coming over is Alvarez, catching it in the alley. Going back to first is O'Connor. And again, Cannon Reeder struggles to hit, but the throw comes in poorly. Couldn't get it to the pitcher, Robles, and because of it, O'Connor heads to second.
Number 2, Jalen Ray.
And I'll bring up Jalen Ray after the Reeder fly out to center. That's 4 straight games without a hit for Cannon Reeder. So here's Jalen Ray, the shortstop. Runner at second and O'Connor, 1 out. Drifters trailing 5-2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Jalen Ray, he's also been hitless. 0 for 4 today with a strikeout. First pitch to him, misses inside, 1-0. Jalen Ray has been the best hitter for the Springfield Drifters when he's been in the lineup. Coming into today, he had a .538 batting average and was on a 6-game hit streak, but today has been hitless for the first time in a Drifters uniform. He's looking to extend that hit streak here with this at bat and has a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Ray looks at it, it's called a strike, and it's 1-1. Looked like Spear and the pitcher Robles on different pages there. They're going to go chat and talk about it. We'll drop the ball in, and Robles will go back to the bump. Wind continues to blow out towards left field. Drifters trailing by 3. Hoping to make a miraculous comeback here against the Walla Walla Sweets. Walla Walla hoping to claim the series victory. The 1-1 to Ray, high, and it's 2-1. Springfield took game 1, 7-2. Walla Walla yesterday, a 1-0 shutout victory. It was a pitching duel from both sides. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Walla Walla came out with the victory after a 1-run 7th. Ray rounds it foul, swinging at a pitch that was well inside. And it's 2-2 to the shortstop. Jalen Ray, a competitor, hates losing, went to Central Arizona and won the JUCO World Series with them. He loved it. Now trying to compete here in a 2-2 count. Robles set at the waist, looks back at second, now to the plate, here's the pitch. Ray fouls it back, and we'll see another pitch. That one was just foul tipped by Ray. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Normally when you hit the ball straight back like Ray did right there, you just miss the ball maybe an inch or 2 away from getting the barrel on it. Here's the 2-2. Ray looks at it and he goes down looking. And Jalen Ray is hitless for the first time in his Springfield Drifters career. The second out is recorded, and now the Drifters have 1 out to work with as they trail by 3. Second strikeout for Robles, and this will bring up Dane Frazier, who's 0 for 4 today with a strikeout looking in his last at bat. Runner at second in Sheehan O'Connor, and the wind has completely died here in Springfield. Flag blowing straight down. First pitch to Frazier, runs away, 1-0. Dane Frazier, originally from Montana, went to Yakima Valley Community College, now heading off to go play NAIA Bowl in Oklahoma next year. 1-0, fouled off, 1-1. He had been struggling a little bit at the plate in the early part of the year. Had a really big weekend against Bend last weekend. In Bend, he had 5 of his 8 hits on the season. He was hoping to carry some of that momentum here against Walla Walla. Really hasn't had as much success. Here's the 1-1 to him. In there for a strike. 1-2. Drifters down to their final strike. Walla Walla looking to get out of it. Walla Walla just took 1 of 3 rather, against Corvallis. They're hoping to claim the series victory against Springfield. Here's the 1-2. Frazier sends this towards left field, not very far. Craig over, catches it in left, and the game is over. Walla Walla comes down to Springfield, take game 2 and 3 from the Drifters at home, and Springfield lose another series as the Drifters fall to 7-14 overall on the year. Back-to-back losses for the Drifters. And today the hitting really just wasn't there. Just 6 hits overall, 2 runs, and the hits didn't really start coming until the 6th inning. Jake Dodge hit a triple. That was followed by Taylor Holder RBI single. Later on, Sheehan O'Connor had an RBI single that inning. Springfield cut it to a 3-2 game, but really what changed the momentum of the game was the next half inning. It was the 7th inning, 3-2 was the score, and Peyton Childers came in and just really couldn't find the strike zone. He had a hit by pitch, a walk, he did get a fly out, but after that point, he had another hit by pitch that loaded the bases, and then Kevin Spear came up and he walked. That was followed by another walk from Julian Alvarez. Both of those walks, Spear and Alvarez, were from Diego Chavez that came in with the bases loaded. And that was the big change in momentum, because those 2 runs brought it from a 1-run game to a 3-run game again. And really, if you're Springfield, you go into that next inning, you're only down by 1 run. You're starting to feel a little bit of momentum, and then you have back-to-back bases loaded walks to really deflate the game. And it just seemed after that point, Springfield couldn't get it together. Frazier today ultimately ended up flying out for that final out, and Springfield lost. Overall today, the very positives for the Drifters, I would say Julian Hernandez looked really good. He did give up 2 hits, but he had a scoreless inning, and he worked really, really quickly in his 1 inning in the 5th. Christian Chivatelli threw 1 inning today. He allowed 1 hit, did have 1 strikeout. Isaac Evenue came in, and he threw pretty well as Zach Chonkic at the very end. So the pitching was pretty solid today. The pitching has been really good all year. Just Childers today and Chavez really struggled. But it's a tough loss for the Drifters. Offensively for them, I think it really has to be Jake Dodge and Taylor Holder. Taylor Holder had 2 singles today, including an RBI single, and then Dodge had that triple and extended his hit streak to now 10 games as Jake Dodge continues to drive the ball. That triple, though, was a huge one as it really set the tone in that 6th inning. They were able to score their first run of the game. But ultimately, Springfield falls to Walla Walla 5-2 in Game 3 of the 3-game series. Springfield's going to have a day off tomorrow, but on Tuesday, it's rivalry week. That means that the Springfield Drifters are going to be hosting the Corvallis Knights. And the Corvallis Knights are coming down to Springfield on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, the Drifters will be heading to Corvallis, and then Thursday they'll be back home. Now you're going to follow that up with a matchup against the Yakima Valley Pippins in Yakima. So next week, a little bit of a road trip for the Drifters after this whole week they were at home. That game on Tuesday is going to be at 6:35 against the Corvallis Knights. But that'll do it for us here at Hamlin Sports Complex. It's been a pleasure. Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play man for the Springfield Drifters. We'll see you guys Tuesday as the Drifters hope to bounce back against the Corvallis Knights. Thank you all, and so long from Springfield.